Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Hit it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth. I'm John, the Game Master and Executive Producer here at Final Show Films, and before we get started, just want a reminder that we are in the middle of our first Cognitive Merchant Dice Cup giveaway. If you want to go to my Twitter at John A. Bates and check out the tweet that has the information. I'll send out another one tonight. Send out one this morning. I'll send another one tonight after the show. Has a link you can go to and enter to win a handcrafted, bespoke leather gaming dice cup for all your dice carrying and rolling needs. It is quite lovely. Yes.
Yeah.
That aside, I am joined today by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldwin Ironhands, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge, for now.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Selena, Fire Genasi, Wild Maid Sorcerer, Angry Person.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Hope Azamar Rogue Barbarian, and I have 56 hit points, so
and
it's
Aaron.
pretty good.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Agdris Saul, the Elven Ranger who just flies out of the way whenever there's fighting.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Corbin, the human battle master.
And Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm playing Stophalos, the Minotaur Drunken Master Monk, for now.
And when last we left our heroes, they had infiltrated the heavily signposted as dangerous do not enter dungeon in an attempt to seek vengeance against one Kalen, the head of the criminal organization known as the Shifting Sands, or at least as far as they're aware. They had moved their way through a series of rooms containing humanoid statues in the realm of what they have now learned to be Galore, the entity that works for the Shifting Sands that is known to have a fondness for turning people into statues. While attempting to find a way further south, while Boldrin was attempting to cast the Fabricate spell, I think, to turn a chunk of the wall into something smaller and more malleable, Hope impatiently opened and unlocked the doors in the northern end of the room that they had ended up in, finding herself staring into a room full of a rather grotesque scene. Grotesque using the term often used to refer to as statutory or statues. I'm actually not sure what the noun of a statue.
Grotesqueries.
Grotesqueries.
They're called grotesqueries.
There we go. Of several humanoid figures fleeing for their lives from some unknown horror, frozen in time as they are all currently statues. And a voice answering the door. Well, I see we have visitors. Please, come in. Make yourself at home amongst my gallery.
And the door is a push-open door.
Yep.
Right?
It is.
Dang it. There's no handle.
No handle.
Dang it. All right.
You all hear this, by the way. It echoes through the hallway that Hope has stepped into and back into the room that you were all in.
Motherfuck!
I walk up right behind her and look
I'm
around.
chasing along.
Yeah.
but she's in the corner, so I can't get
I'm
past.
trying to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
part of the map that has
I'm
light.
gonna so they're all you like universally facing, like running away from which
So-
area in the room?
So it looks like they're all running towards you. Like towards
Yeah,
this
but
upper
away
right-hand corner.
from.
Well, if they're heading towards you, they would obviously be running away from the opposite side of the room.
Okay, the exact opposite. There's not
So
like
they're sort of
I'm
running.
trying to pinpoint
They're sort of
stuff.
running in like if you take the top as north, they're running in sort of a northeasterly direction.
Oh, okay. All right,
And
so
there
they're
are,
coming
you
from
do see that there are a couple of other statues that are like facing them in motions as if to wave them to safety, but obviously frozen. One of those statues is holding a torch that's lighting the room.
Okay. All
Is
right.
the torch lit?
Yes, the torch is lit.
Yes,
Wow, that happened
it's
quickly.
quite bright in here.
Or it's been set up,
Yeah.
considering that this is a small enclosed room.
No,
and
it happened
open
5
field.
minutes ago.
Well, I don't like this. I'm gonna try and get into the room and see what's going on here. I'm gonna peel down to the bottom and try and hide behind some of the statues
All right,
based on what I see in here.
go ahead and
So.
step on in.
Okay.
The first thing you see is a statue immediately to your left, as there's another person sort of standing guard, waving people towards the door that you are apparently coming out of.
There's a lot.
And just you see this sort of maze of statues.
Mm-hmm. So movement wise, can I move
So
through
you-
the statue's area?
So, in regards to movement, you can move between statues, but it's difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to unless you don't care and just knock over the statues.
Good to know.
Considering the
Yeah.
person referred to this as her art gallery, I don't know if you want to piss her off, but
No,
you.
no.
give me a perception check, by the way.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm trying to figure this out. Because this is all of the ones that have led us
It's not like it's a puzzling
monsters.
riddle.
22.
So you notice one interesting thing that you notice. So the statues are of various types of people. They're not just adults. There are some kids in here too. People of all different ages and what look to be types. And universally, all of them have a piece of their throat missing. Like the statue was damaged after they became a statue. Like somebody took a chisel to it and...
Okay.
All these people are dead.
Well, not yet.
Dang it. I don't like this person. Okay, and there's a door up here and one down here.
So, what brings you all to my lair?
Oh, fun holidays. I'm gonna peel down this direction.
Okay. What about the rest of you all filing in behind?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I guess so.
So yeah,
Slowly walking in.
Nope, I'm out.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, as you step in, you see this massive room full of these statues. Please make yourselves at home. Regale me with a tale of why you have invaded our home.
I don't give a fuck about you. I'm looking for Kalen.
Ah.
Let me know where he is, and we can pass right on.
Certainly. Kalen lives upstairs.
Well, that was easy.
Stophelis is going to go investigate this door.
It is closed.
I'm looking around trying to find the. I'm
Investigation
trying to
roll.
pinpoint the source of this voice.
Sure, give me an
That's
investigation.
what I was trying to do too.
19.
Investigation or
For the door.
perception for trying to pinpoint the voice. 19. So this door doesn't have it doesn't have a lock or a handle, but it also doesn't. Looking at it closer, it seems like it's actually part of the wall. You're not certain if it's just a facade or what.
And I don't see anything that looks trap-like.
No.
Okay. He'll try and open it.
It doesn't move.
Right,
It's
it's
like
just...
again it seems like it's a solid part of the wall. For Hope and Corbin, Galora's in the room somewhere. You cannot see where she is though. You're assuming she. The voice is fairly feminine, but it could be not a she.
And I noticed these things in the throat too missing.
Yeah, no, you definitely know. It's not hard to notice that.
Okay.
So, you know where your prey is, but the question is, how are you going to get to him?
I don't know. Can you tell us where the stairs are? Thanks.
But that would be less entertaining.
How high is the ceiling in here?
About 30 feet up.
Okay.
I mean, all right. If you want to annoy us and leave us wandering around, that means you're getting in our way.
And what are
If
you
you
going
get
to
in
do
our
about
way,
that?
you won't be walking out of here.
The girl has bravado. I'll give you that much at least.
I don't know if this works, but Boldrin would want to try, so he just kind of reaches up towards one of the statues and tries to mend it.
It does not mend.
Okay.
No, it has to be man-made. I'm peeling off to the side here.
Okay. Fortunately for you, I have taken a sample of your strength and ability, and I feel that fighting you myself, well, that would likely not be an interesting challenge. I don't think any of you
None of us are even here for you.
individually are worth much of my time.
I tip a statue.
Okay,
Daphilus
do you like push it over?
the wall.
Yeah, just if there's an older dude.
Yeah.
You beat me to the punch.
No.
Corbin!
So Corbin does the cat thing, where he's just...
No.
Corbin!
There's no need to break things if you're upset or impatient.
Oh, I'm not upset. I'm bored. You talk.
The more you annoy me, the more of these we're gonna smash.
I mean, that's fine if you can take it into your consciousness to destroy the bodies of these poor innocents, then that's on you, not me. No, it is
Let me give mercy to them.
It is a
The ones that you've already
fascinating
killed.
choice. Killing them, yes. I'm not defiling their bodies, though. That's on you.
Their
Very
bodies have
already
already been
reaction,
defiled to be
though.
used as statues in a garden.
And looking at the south door.
All right, south door, same thing.
Okay.
I'm
In
looking.
that case, I'll drop back to right about here and prepare.
I'm looking at the wall behind staff, or this region where they're kind of running from, and then also up to see if I can see any sort of like a door, any sort of opening where something is gonna come very shortly.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
This looks like a very complicated
9.
checkers board.
No, doesn't seem to be anything there.
You're a complicated checkers board.
Yeah, can I make like a? I don't know what the accurate check would be to assess if they're, aside from being set up as running away, like there's any magical, symbological significance to the arrangement?
Give me a either history or religion roll.
I would take that
I think
religion
those
roll
are
as well because
equally
I thought of that.
nothing,
Yeah.
but-
Meanwhile, Selena's look.
15.
12.
I know people who I know
Nice.
what people who take trophies are generally like, and I know that you don't set something up this elaborately without caring. And then she just kicks the one in front of her over.
Selena.
Then I'm afraid you don't
feel like
know
we're
people
really bad at
as
chess.
well as you think, my dear.
I said generally.
So Agdrasol, you're not certain. There might be something to it. Baldrin, Cephalus, if you're doing the same thing, again, you're not certain. There's definitely a particularly ritualistic nature to this scene, more than just an art gallery, but you're not certain what that would be. Baldrin, with a 15, you don't know how you know this. You assume it has something to do with the world being put back together, but in the untamed frontier, far to the south and east, there are tribes dedicated to snake deities, snake gods. In many cases, these aren't necessarily actually gods, but advanced, like very powerful, potent monsters. And these quite often offerings to these deities would take the form of of grotesqueries, meant to appease them or keep them calm. It wouldn't be a yuan. It wouldn't be like at least like not a normal like the ones you've encountered that this would be for. It'd be something far bigger, probably far less, at least vocally vocal than Galore. You're not certain what destroying it will do, but it'll have an effect. Galore continues. Well, I seem to be getting an amount of entertainment just from riling you up, or I'm sure you're going to deny that I'm having any sort of emotional impact. Your kind always do, but that's fine.
I'm not riled. I'm annoyed.
I am.
The denials come.
Hey, like seriously,
You don't know people very well.
I don't think any of us are particularly here to kill you. So, how about this? People like money and riches, and you probably want a much bigger statue garden. So, tell us where the stairway is. It will clear out the competition for you. And we can have a very amicable alliance.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Thanks.
While Agdrasol's saying that, I'm going to use Divine Sense just to see if I can sense anything besides hope.
Sure. What does Divine Sense ping off of?
Undead,
Fiend.
Celestial.
Undead, Celestial.
Yep, Celestial, Fiend.
Wait.
Not Fey.
How far away does it ping?
Within 60 feet.
All right,
So the whole
nothing pings.
Okay.
You do, however, get a sense of that feeling you get when you like dip your hand in oil? That sort of just viscous, sticky feeling?
Yeah.
You have that all over your body. Just being in this room when you activate that sense. So with a 19 on the persuasion roll from Agdrasol, tell you what. I will tell you exactly how to get to Kaelin. Not that it will do you much good, but if that's what you want. However, I do require a bit more entertainment for my money.
Fair enough. What are you
God's
looking
sakes.
for?
In this building, there is a library. In that library, there is a gnome. I want you to kill the gnome.
Why?
Because I think it would be funny.
Are you also going to give us directions to the library, or is this just an excuse not to tell us where Kaelin is?
I don't know. you find the library, you'll certainly find where Kalen is, and it's to the south, closer to the entrance.
Who is he?
That's for you to find out.
Agnesol will call back down the corridor towards the he has named him Shady and Vengeancey in his head.
Nautilus and Adolfo?
Yes. Towards Alice and Adolfo. Have you guys seen the library?
Nope.
Cool, we need to find one.
Are we really gonna do that?
No, no deal.
Yeah, no.
I'm not running through hoops for this. If you're making my job harder, then you're standing in my way.
Oh, I am most certainly
Selena,
standing in your way.
Didn't you say that everyone here deserves what they get because how dare they work for someone and everyone has options?
Oh yeah, no, I am totally down with finding
So
this
you
shit
find
bird.
the one person that I didn't catch your name wants dead. And then we come back here. It's much faster than wandering around through this gods know how large underground maze to see if we can find the one that we actually need to kill.
No.
I mean, no, not really, because we know go up to get to Kalen. We don't even know where to begin to start for this library. So this is
Yeah,
it's
only
easier
under the
just to go.
condition that
Up
you
and
tell us
to
where
the
the library
south.
is, obviously.
I said to the south, though I understand if you're too not angry to have been paying attention, girl.
No, I was busy considering whether I was even going to bother with your stupid plan.
Well, if you want to go through me because I'm standing in your way, I welcome it. It has been a
She's somewhere
while
in-
since I've added to
Is
my
there a problem with
collection.
any of the... I look over at Stuffless. Is there a problem with any of these doors?
They seem to be part of walls. My guess is there is mechanism keeping them sealed or locked or something.
Mm.
Boldrin is just
Well-
kind of slowly walking among the statues and just kind of tapping them with spear, Storm
Yeah.
Herald, just feeling if any of them are particularly hollow.
Give me a perception check.
I'm looking at the ceiling.
Sure, give me perception checks.
16.
10.
No, Boldrin, these statues do not seem hollow. You do, however, notice that there is sort of a shifting sound every once in a while as you meander through the statues.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody else is moving through the statues that you can't see them.
I look down. Do I see any divots in the sand from like a snake tail, perhaps?
No. Just your own
it's-
footsteps.
Nah. She's in here somewhere and it's invisible. Get back. I'm gonna do something stupid.
So, what aberrations?
Staffless is watching the
celestials,
ceiling.
Dragons, elementals, fae. So, what specific creatures does yours? Is it all of those, or?
All of the above.
Okay.
Doesn't reveal the location or number, just lets me know if they're in the area.
And it's 1 mile. Okay.
Yeah.
There are fae to the west of you. There are dragons to the west and above you. There are elementals to the west and above you. There are undead to the south. There are fiends to the west and north.
I love using this spell in dungeons.
No aberrations anywhere.
No aberrations.
So there's an upside.
We're not fighting a beholder.
We might
I'm about to
Lord God. You know.
I'm about to turn on radiant consumption to start trying to sweep for an invisible person.
Yeah, bitch,
so
yes.
Sure.
watch out.
So I'm gonna take a step back.
Yeah. So what's the radius on that again? It's
20 feet, I believe.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Do-do-do.
Yeah, I need to take another step back.
I have too many things to look through. Nope, 10 foot.
10 foot? Okay, I wasn't
Yep.
right.
10-foot radius, but yeah. Here.
So you begin shining.
Yep.
Taking damage yourself. The statues around you start to crumble. Oh, I wouldn't do that. You hear the voice say from behind Selena as a figure standing right behind Selena drops her hood. You see behind Selena, hang on, a tall, slender humanoid figure who pulls the hood of a cloak off with a wide sort of viper's nest of snakes sort of draping down her head. This very reptilian face with a wry grin on it as the statues around Hope begin to crumble. Make me perception checks, everyone who looks over in her direction.
She's directly
Staples is
behind
watching
me.
the
I
ceiling.
am not looking behind.
Because he was expecting her to be crawling up and down there.
I'm
Yeah,
already
that's-
in preparation. of casting.
21.
Not entirely. Can you ping which one she is? Because I'm not entirely sure I can see her from the angle I'm at.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think you can.
I'm out of
Yeah.
the angle where I can see her.
Yeah, you can't see her.
Mm-hmm. 21.
10's all needed. The two of you notice prominently displayed, hanging from her neck, is a pendant of some kind that is sort of a black metal pendant with prongs sticking off of it and a skull sort of etched into it with a greenish glow. Baldrin, you immediately get a sense of evil off of it. Hope, you've heard about this before. It's commonly referred to as a talisman of ultimate evil.
All right. Cool.
Let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
So, as soon I
much
had said,
damage does
as
it take
soon
now?
as she appeared, I had begun casting. Can
Yes.
I get that off before
Sure.
initiative?
You can
Say
set-
it's-
So I cast Investiture of Flame and burst into actual fire.
Go, Selena.
Okay.
Boy. All right. And I
I
still
got a
have
21.
inspiration apparently on my sheet. I don't know what from.
The bard
Oh,
that we
yeah.
towed around. Vengeancey. There's the dwarves. They're Vengeancey and Shady.
I've taken how much damage? Six. 3. Minus 3. Cool.
Oh, can you throw me on the tracker?
Sure.
Didn't record my.
Six. I'm going last.
Anchorman.
I mean, I get to react and try and stop someone from turning to stone.
Yep.
Or try and turn someone back to flesh if they had been already turned to
Alright.
stone.
So Galore goes first. So this Medusa standing in the back of the room smiles. Oh, don't worry. You won't be fighting me today. Like I said, it wouldn't be entertaining. And she pulls out a cube. that has several buttons all over it. And she clicks it. And as she does, she just blinks out of existence.
Cool.
You all, at
Good fight,
roughly
guys.
the same time, hear the ground beneath your feet begin to rumble. Agrisol,
Yeah.
your turn.
What?
I can't see anything yet.
No, but you can see the statues beginning to shake. And the ones over by Hope that are in Hope's aura, I think you can see a couple of them are crumbling in the radiant energy.
Yeah. No, I can see most of the room.
Yeah.
I can see just not the corners.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay out here. I'm gonna fly up. Actually, I'm already technically flying.
Mhm.
I'll just hold my action to shoot any obvious threats that appear.
Okay. Corbin.
I'm gonna hold my action until something shows up, because I have my axe out, not my spear and shield.
What action are you holding?
Uh,
Attack?
I'll take a swing at if anything comes at me.
Okay. Hope. First, you take damage from your radiant consumption, I believe.
Yes. Did I take damage from before, or is this the first time I'm taking
You
damage?
took damage from the initial spark of it.
Okay. All
And
right.
This will be the second
Cool.
time you're taking damage.
All
from it.
right. So -3. And I'm going to bonus action rage, and then the floor is shaking, and the things around me are crumbling. I'm gonna stay where I am, and ready action to hit whatever comes out. Because I
Okay.
assume the statues are gonna burst open again, because that's what happened last time.
Staphylos.
Staphylos is also gonna hold an action to attack. Before that, though, he's going to move here.
Okay. So you all hear the sound of rattling. What you would assume to be a rattlesnake. Except, in this particular context, it sounds like there are thousands of them. And as
Please tell me she just has a pit of snake swarms.
And close. The ground underneath Boldrin, well, slightly apart from Boldrin, but Boldrin's the only one that's actually on the area, erupts, statues going flying and hitting the ground as this massive multi-headed snake-like entity erupts from the ground.
Hi.
It stands...
Actions time.
It is... Your ready actions go off, but let me finish the description first. This gigantic snake-like entity with two long arms that end in taloned fingers and 6 snake heads protruding from the top of it rears back, all 6 heads hissing in unison as it rears back, looking down at Boldrin. Ready actions go off. And Boldrin, you can make me a religion check again.
What do I know about Yuan Ti?
Can I make a religion check too?
Sure.
12.
Yeah, I'll just for fun.
Natural 20.
Boldrin, you're busy trying not to get eaten right now.
Nope. That's fine.
Staphylos, you have heard. So, certain Yuan Ti seek to achieve godhood. Specifically, they seek to achieve godhood through devouring the life essence of others and building themselves up. When they get almost there, they're referred to as anathema. A Yuan Ti anathema is basically a demigod of Yuan Ti. That are worshipped by those who worship snakes, and also by other Yuan Ti. They are immortal in that they are ageless, not that they can't be killed.
Right.
And they basically seek two things, to be worshipped, and failing that, to eat everything around them. You suddenly realize that maybe breaking the statues wasn't as good of an idea.
So it's basically Hekar the Soul Flayer.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Held actions go off. Agdrisol, I believe you're shooting.
I got that reference, but that's because that's my setting.
Fuck yes, it is.
Yep. I get 2 arrows from my one bow.
Both of those hit.
Yay. It was gonna be really weird if they didn't, I'll be honest.
Pretty big creature. It's hard to miss.
It's about the size of a barn.
10 damage and 17 damage. Both of those are just piercing.
Yep.
I'm still not clear on whether or not ranged weapons with the +1 are considered magical when they shoot things, but
They are.
okay. It is magical then, if that matters.
Yep. All right. That makes I don't think anybody else's held action goes off. 'Cause
I
don't think...
did.
You're not.
Am I?
Oh, no, you
Is
are
it
close enough. You are
in
close enough.
melee?
Yeah, it is in
Okay.
melee with you.
Okay, sweet. And do I get extra attack? It says you can attack twice instead of once when you take the attack
Yeah,
action. On
you
your
held the
turn?
attack. You held the
were
attack
holding
action.
specifically an attack action.
Perfect.
Yeah, so yes, you get
Okay.
your full attack
Cool.
action.
All right, sweet. Attack twice.
You just don't get like bonus actions or things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So 22 and a 21.
Both hit.
Oh wait, I have no, I don't have advantage, but I do get sneak attack.
You have advantage because
Boldrin's right
Selena and Boldrin are both on the other side.
Okay,
of
they
it.
are?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do that as the 22 is my first one, and I'll roll again for the second one.
Oops.
23.
Wow,
And
everything
so
shifted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to delete statues because they got destroyed.
7 slashing.
There were only like
rage,
2 that got destroyed.
It also
I
wrecked
know.
all the statues it came up through.
All the ones that are by me, too. 7 and 2, and then
I mean, they
9
weren't destroyed yet. They were
two.
just been damaged.
They only
Yeah.
had 1 hit point.
they're
They were
commoners.
destroyed.
You
Yep.
described them as damaged. I'm
As-
just
Yeah.
saying.
I described them as crumbling.
10 sneak attack, and then radiant consumption, 12 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And when does that happen? Exactly.
Your radiant consumption.
Yep.
That has
think-
already happened. That happens on your turn.
Radiant. Okay. But once per turn, deal extra radiant damage
Yeah, that's-
equal to your level to one target.
Does it say as an action or just as in addition
Nope.
to an attack action?
That just
okay,
happened.
then that's
It's in
fine.
addition
Yeah,
to
that's,
attack.
that's fine then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking it was like
Yeah.
like a bonus action or something. But no, that works.
Yep. Not a bonus action.
Okay.
All right. So that's my attacks. That's 9, 11,
How much damage does it take from the
21.
radiant?
12.
Okay.
And 21 from all the other rest of the attack. Okay.
Now it's its turn.
Yep.
So first of all, I need a wisdom saving throw from Boldrin, Selena, Corbin,
Oh, good.
Hope, and Staphylos
Oh no.
and Agdrisol.
It
All
probably
of
doesn't
us?
matter because of the size of this creature, but I am 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You're within
Okay.
30 feet of it.
Yeah.
This does not apply to anybody who's immune to being frightened.
And it's a wisdom save, you said?
I
Not
think
true.
that's a Gloomstalker thing, but let me check all of the random stuff they gave Rangers
God.
in.
Yeah, no, that's just Gloomstalker Horizon 1.
Yeah,
I don't think
Nope,
that.
I'm.
This is going to go really well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it went
22.
really well.
All right.
I spent a key point to give myself advantage on that one, so 22.
Staphylos, Selena, and Boldrin are not scared of the UNT. Everyone else, you are frightened of it, as well as snakes and UNT in general. But it qualifies as both of those, so congratulations.
You have developed a phytophobia.
You
Better
can
than a phytophagia.
you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, but you are currently suffering from the frightened status effect.
Do we that succeeded have to repeat the saving throw?
No,
I think if
only
you
the
succeed
frightened
once,
ones.
you're good.
Oh,
You
good.
If you succeed once, you're immune for 24
I know
hours.
that's usually the case, but I have not specifically read up on the Anti-Anathema in a while, so I couldn't remember.
I was reading on Yuan-Ti earlier because I had to put some of them in my other campaign, so this is gonna be great.
So it's going to constrict Boldrin.
Oh dear.
Does
If that's
a 17
okay.
hit you?
No, it doesn't.
Has
Hey.
disadvantage.
I mean, a 17 miss, so 15
Yeah.
also misses.
Yeah.
So it tries to constrict Boldrin, but Boldrin hastily gets out of the way.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit,
Also,
I'm
that's not whispering, in case you care.
out. Oh, yeah, it isn't.
Nope.
Let me
Yeah.
fix that.
New disadvantage because ancestral protectors.
Yep.
It attacks things, not me.
Womp. All right, so it's making some claw attacks now. Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. The 6 heads of the anathema reach down and attempt to bite at you. Does a 27 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. You take 21 points of piercing damage and 15 points of poison damage.
Okay, so 11,
10.
10. And how much poison?
15. So 25
Okay.
damage total.
Okay.
And it's also going to claw at you because you're the ones that destroyed most of its statues.
Yes.
Other than the ones that it destroyed too, but it doesn't care about those. Does a 20?
I'm allowed to break my shit.
Does a 28 and a 24 hit you?
Yes.
All right, you take
Everything hits me.
15 and 16 slashing damage, which is reduced down to 7 and 8.
Okay. So 15.
15. Yep.
Cool. Still up.
All right, and that's its turn, which makes it Selena's turn.
All right. So I am going to I will fire off a level 5 chaos bolt at it.
Okay.
Well, there's a natural 20.
Yeah!
That's
Nice.
certainly
Diggity
hits.
daffodil.
So theoretically here, because you roll double the dice, do you get more options to choose elements from?
No. It's always there's always
Because you're technically rolling 48s.
That's a good point.
I would say yes.
Okay.
You pick the spell says you pick any of the d8s you roll. So
Okay. So I'm going to spend a sorcery point to, let's see, let's just re-roll that 1/1. Everything. Oh no, and those 2 2s. So for empowered spell.
okay.
So roll 3d8. Okay,
Goes up
that's
by,
better.
4.
It goes up by 4. So that gives me a 5, a 2, or no, wait, that gives me a 3, 5, 3, or 2 to choose from, I believe.
2, a 1, a 3, and a 2.
2, 1.
No, it's 5, 2, and 3 because he rerolled.
Oh, you rerolled one of the ones. Okay, that's how you spent the thing. But yeah, 2, a 2, a 3, or no, sorry.
Yeah.
So.
Let's make it. You know what? Oh, shit. Let's make it. Fuck it. Let's make it cold. I don't know what.
Okay.
Fucks up on T. So that would be 9.
Snakes are cold-blooded, right? That might work.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that
no.
works fine.
Reptiles and cold usually don't go well together.
I realize that this is a snake person who is ascended to pseudo-godhood, and the biology may not be relevant, but...
Basically,
Oh, it's chilly in here, guys. I gotta go. That's all that's gonna happen.
8, 13, 17 plus
tiny
28. It's 45. Did I get that right?
9 plus
I don't know.
is 12 plus 5.
Fucking
is 17.
multiple weird dice numbers.
You did this
okay,
to
that's
yourself by using that sorcerer ability.
Right there, right
Yes,
there's a total
you're
of-
right. You
okay,
are correct.
so 45. Yes, I was right. 45
All
cold damage.
So yeah, this bit of frost just sort of smashes across it.
I did want to. I didn't say it at the time, so I had planned to use sorcery points to make that a bonus to quicken spell it.
So you have to call that out beforehand,
Okay,
especially
that's
because you did use sorcery bonus spell points to reroll the ones.
Okay,
You can only do 1 meta magic on an individual spell at a time, I believe.
I don't.
No, I don't think
so.
that. I don't think that restriction
I
exists.
could have sworn that. I'm completely capable of being wrong, but
I do not think that restriction exists anymore. It did in 3.5, I think. But...
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Then I do 45 cold damage, and she stays where she is.
All right. That makes it Boldrin's turn.
oh dear. I'm gonna shift out of its space real quick because I don't want to be directly on it.
Grab on the tail and don't let go.
I'm still flanking with Hope, correct?
Yes.
So I will try and bite deep with Storm Herald for 23 to hit,
23 hits.
and I will initiate a grapple for that is going to be 12 points of damage, 3 of which is lightning.
All right.
Can you grapple something that much bigger than you?
You can the spear can get lodged in it. Whether or not it has any effect on it, we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, the spear is now holding on to it.
Whether
A
or
lot
not,
of large things do have condition immunity grapple,
yeah.
but
The spear is currently in it and has extended. That's as much as we can
and
say.
then as a bonus action, I will summon a spiritual weapon to attack the thing.
And
Hope's
Boldrin,
side.
you feel as you stab into it with Storm Herald, you feel a surge of electricity roll through your arm.
Okay. Does anything else happen other than I feel like I just got joy buzzard?
You just feel like you just got joy buzzard.
We'll keep stabbing it later. We'll find out if more stuff happens.
All right.
But yes, I summon a spiritual weapon with my bonus action.
Okay. Spiritual weapon.
Right here next to Hope.
Already on this map? I don't think it is. Oh wait, no, it is. Haha, it's over here. Womp. Da-da-da-da. Knock, knock, open up the door. It's Spiritual Hammer.
It's happening. I will go ahead and make the attack roll with advantage. 27.
Alright.
It's just a
27
regular
hits, yep.
spell, so 11 force damage.
Alright. Agdrisol. Your turn.
yep. Okay, cool. I'm gonna.
You are
You can only use one meta magic option on a spell when you cast it, unless otherwise noted.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are currently afraid, by the way. So.
Yes. So my attacks have disadvantage. But like, I am in a corner where there is actively no further away from it I can get, because going down is technically getting closer to it.
And you could run back into the other hallway.
No, that's what I meant. I am technically slightly further away from it right now than I would be there, because it's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, but it would also
getting
break
out of line of sight is pretty much never considered closer to something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll attack then move.
All right.
Disadvantage, right?
Yes. As you, for the first time in quite a while, feel your arms shaking as your body can't seem to repress the urge to run.
Fuck. No. I don't want to be here. 15 and 21.
15 misses, but a 21 hits.
I want to point out the other roll, and that was a natural 20.
Yep.
16.
All right.
And 1, 2. How far can I go? It's 35 feet.
And you can make the save now, I think, right?
Well, once the move finishes.
End of the turn.
Yeah.
End of the turn, that's right.
So that was...
And here is how Agdrasol makes certain that they're going to survive.
He's just like, well, so Nautilus and only Nautilus and did see this, but the Agdrasol just sort of bolt.
Yeah, just.
And then I can make that save again. Wisdom?
Yep, wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Oh,
It's not with disadvantage, but both of those succeed. So you as soon as you get out and you break line of sight, you breathe for a minute. You manage to calm yourself down.
Yep, that's fine. Great, my turn's done.
Corbin, you are also under the fear effect.
Yep. So I'm gonna just quick, like I have my axe. I'm just gonna quick go, what the fuck, and then hold it in one and pull the thing that we've had since the first session, the javelin of lightning, and I'm gonna just and throw it right at his fucking head.
Let's see. Yeah, you can hit the ceiling and not staffless.
Yeah, I'll aim up. It's pretty big.
Well, the Javelin of Lightning only becomes
14 misses though, so
it and the target.
A 14
I
does
the
miss.
attack, but it still has to make the dex save.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's a lot. Actually, no. The dex save is for anything between you and the target.
Well, it includes the target.
Does it include the target? All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because they would take the lightning damage too.
Makes the DC.
Yeah, I figured as much. So now there's a javelin of lightning just embedded in the ceiling.
So yeah, you just fling the javelin, it hits the ceiling. The two of the snakeheads just sort of lean out of the way as the javelin goes by, just right between them.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'll try to make the save.
Wisdom save.
Nope.
Still scared. In fact, you don't really want to go back into the other room either because there were snakes in there too.
Snakes everywhere. Why?
Hope.
All of that.
Yeah. Does my radiant damage appear to be doing more to it than a normal thing or not?
Does not seem to be doing more than normal now.
Okay.
Also, you are also under the fear effect.
Yes. I'm gonna stand still. Keep the radiant up.
Okay.
They can only see you if you
Burn
move.
yourself to death.
And bonus action to take a potion.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take a standard healing potion.
All right.
And stand there and do the dodge action.
Okay. You take the dodge action.
Okay. So 10, 3, so plus 7. And it takes 6 points of radiant damage.
As do you. You take 3. But...
Yes. I take 3.
Stavlos. You are not afraid.
Nope.
Oh,
So
I have to
Staphylos-
make a save. Sorry.
Oh yeah, make your save.
Yeah.
Make your
Make
save.
wisdom
Hope.
save. Hope.
Nope.
You are still afraid of snakes.
No.
You are vastly afraid of snakes.
Yep.
And you have to go around it to get out of the room? That's not happening.
No. Everything is terrible.
So Staphylos kind of crouches down briefly for a moment and kicks off one of his back hooves and rockets into the air. He is flying. More fast than gracefully. Comes up on it probably about 10 feet off the ground and decides to try and beat the shit out of this thing.
All right.
All my weapons are magical for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction, if that's a thing.
Good.
And he's flanking with Boldrin right now, I think. So,
Yes.
29 to hit.
That hits.
14. 21.
That hits.
10, so that's 24.
Okay.
He'll engage Flurry of Blows.
All right.
16 to hit
Hits.
for another 10.
Okay.
And a crit
Natural
with the
20.
last kick
All right.
for 15. And since he still has plenty of movement left and he's under the benefit of the disengage action at this point, he's going to jump back out of reach.
So, how do you want to do this?
Yes.
He just comes in and you see him sort of tumble ass over tea kettle, flailing out with the quarterstaff, and just manages to knock a few teeth out, and then just aims at the biggest head and just kicks it twice until the jaw just snaps loose.
So, yeah, you just come in and just pummel this giant snake in the head, and it begins to fall over. As it dies, though,
I still have my spear in it.
you do. And you feel this jolt of electricity going through you as the spear sucks out its life force. I need everyone to make charisma saving throws as it makes one final screech in its death throes.
Oh, charisma saves.
This is
got
gonna
a
be
13.
great. I have a
got a
negative
13.
one.
It's gonna be a solid 8.
I had an 8.
9.
I had a +6 on my charisma save, and that was still an 8.
All right, so everyone...
Hold on.
Yep,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I have not rolled my save yet.
Make your charisma save.
Yeah, make it so you can save the rest of us.
Please.
25.
Dear
Okay.
God, Selena.
Everyone except Selena.
And
and Agdrasol, who's not in the
really
room.
fucking far away.
Agdrasol, who's not in the room. I need you to look at your hit points.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
If you have
Oh, no.
if you have more than 50 hit points, you are fine.
Okay, I'm good.
If you have less than 50 but more than 40,
Start making a new character.
you are deafened for 1 minute. If you have less than 40 but more than 30, you are deafened and blinded for 10 minutes.
Oh no.
If you have less than 30 but more than 20, you are blind, deafened, and stunned for an hour. If you have less than 20,
We're dead.
you are killed instantly.
Ah!
It's fine, it's
Oh,
hope.
shit.
She does this sometimes.
So, as the anathema falls, it gives one last screech, and this screech is full of all of its divine energy, for it was a demigod, if not a true god. And that word, that divine word, carries with it such phenomenal power, even in the death throes of this creature, that hope crumples to the ground.
Staphylos is right there trying to wake her up.
Am
And
I flowing? I'm
Wait,
still-
is that a spell?
it is a spell. It is a spell, but in this case, it is a spell-like effect.
Can it be countered?
No. It is part of its divine being. This is not a standard anathema.
It's not casting the spell, it's doing the effect without casting
Correct. It's not casting a spell.
Okay.
It is triggering the effect of divine word.
This is what happens when a god dies, basically.
When they yell out "no" as they're dying.
Exactly.
Okay, who's the new god of war?
Pretty much.
Hope, does that continue after you actually fully die, or does it just continue? I think it just continues when you're unconscious.
So the specific description is, let's see here.
I really hope it doesn't continue
is that you have
beyond
to
death
end
because...
it as a bonus action on your turn, but it
It
has to
goes for a
specifically
minute.
be ended.
It goes for a minute if it doesn't end.
Yeah, so then in that case, yes, Hope's body is still glowing with radiant energy.
At this point, Agdasol is
I'm
flying
going
right
to
back into the room,
argue-
prepared to
I'm
continue
gonna make an
fighting a
argument
snake
about this.
monster.
Sure, go ahead. I will hear.
An
Court is in
ASMR's
session. I will hear arguments.
An ASMR's power, or an ASMR's power, and the radiant power and stuff comes from the presence of their soul. Once they're dead, their soul is no longer in their body. Even if it's only been dead for an instant and you're casting Revivify, the soul is gone in that period of time. Therefore, the body is just meat. There is nothing divinely powering it.
I will accept this argument. The light goes away.
Okay.
I'm a benevolent god.
I like that Selena starts arguing logic at the ceiling, even though this
No.
won't happen.
Selena has not yet noticed this because there is a giant body in between
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hope and her. So she simply looks up and is like, next. Because we just
Staphylos
wrecked that
is-
thing.
Is down on the ground, trying to pick Hope up. Grouchy girl, you must wake up now. It's time to come. We must be on our way.
There is no response.
Captain!
Boldrin, as you're pulling the spear out, you feel a surge of electrical energy as the spear is released from the body of the anathema, and it causes you to actually drop the spear for a minute as the blade extends out. There is now the blade where it was previously, there was a small gap for where the blade would snap apart. The gap widens as the blades become noticeably thicker, and a column of electricity simply exists in the middle of it now.
It's become the sword of Aeons on a spear.
It has entered its awakened state.
Yeah.
Which, while I modify the item for you, you can all continue to react with Hope being dead again.
Staphylos, what's the issue?
The grouchy one is she needs help.
I'm gonna
I
check to
step
see if
over.
she's breathing while we're waiting for Boldrin.
Is she dead?
I'm gonna make a medicine check. I am afraid she is.
Yes, with a 20 medicine check, she ain't breathing.
Well, if anyone was going to die, she's the least problematic. She'll be back.
Why would you?
I mean, Selena's about to say the
that's-
same.
So,
I was debating
that's a
whether
little-
to...
Selena, you're the only one near him. Agdasol is utterly horrified by this.
Oh, the point is, Boldrin, can you bring her back?
Yeah, it's
I-
that long.
Let me put it to you like this. I can, but she will actively be back on her own. And
God knows how long and where. She could end up in somewhere where she just gets constantly killed again. Bring her
you
the
don't have
fuck.
that long. Just bring her back. Whatever delusions you have, we can talk about later.
No, she does come back regularly.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
Isn't the first
That
time,
thing.
but
That's not
Still.
important right now. She's dead. We can bring her back under our own power instead of whatever having to come back under this situation that she's clearly not a fan of. Bring her the fuck back.
yeah, if she
Do
goes
I have
back
any
somewhere
idea what
else,
these
it's fine.
chuckle fucks are talking about? Hmm?
Apparently, Hope comes back to life after dying?
With the 13 on my intelligence save, Agdasol has.
Okay.
He's aware some supernatural creatures reincarnate.
Yeah.
Some aren't.
Baldrin, worth noting that it will take 24 hours for Hope to come back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But so Boldrin just kind of pulls one of the diamonds out. We've only got 4 of these left, as he kind of
Worth it.
brings his hand up. Forge Father, fill this vessel with life. Return the breath from the bellows. Crush the diamond and cast Revivify.
And Hope, you
Actually,
return to life.
I
One hit
opened
point.
my bag of 6,000 gems. How many potential revivify worthy diamonds are there in there?
We all have one.
You gave us like a ridiculous
None.
amount of super valuable.
No, we
gems.
checked. They weren't
None of them are
Revivify
diamonds.
diamonds.
They
That
are
was the
they
first
are a
thing I
variety of
checked.
gemstones, but none of them are diamonds.
All right, I guess I will just have to go back to my original plan of beating Kalen to death with this bag.
Of gems.
I see you took the Tavern Brawler feat for improvised weapons.
No,
No, because it lasts longer if you don't do very much
I
damage.
did consider
Yeah.
taking animate objects so I could just raise a whole bunch of gems in the air and just start whack.
Selena, that makes that spell so much more expensive because they're like how much money each?
Worth it to
But
watch.
Aaron, now we
I-
are the crystal gems.
No, the crystal gems cannot float gems around. They are literally physically manifested gems.
It
That
would be
sounds a lot like animate
watch
object
him
to me. That's all I'm saying.
I will. The irony. will be
So
with-
The
Baldrin,
crystal gems are also the ones that are independent.
Baldrin, you will now see that there is an
Okay.
extra line, some extra bit of information in Storm Herald, in the Awakened Storm Herald.
Close and reopen it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the oh. There it is.
Are you good?
I like that.
ugh.
You've really got to stop doing that, girl.
Wait, what?
You died again.
Oh. Okay.
It's okay. It hasn't been a day. We just brought you back.
Oh. Ah.
Because fuck that god that keeps doing that to you.
Good. That's good.
This would have been nice to have some warning about the
What?
Staphylos is looking at the dead demigod that he just killed.
Yeah, most of these people, remember, the newbies aren't in the know about this.
Well, now they are.
So Hope is a revenant, you say?
Yes,
Nautilus
I
says.
say pointing. I say pointing at Nautilus. That thing.
Hmm.
nature, arcana, religion.
Religion.
Okay.
Do you need a potion? Do you need?
I mean,
No.
she's got 1 hit point, so yes, she needs. To
I
be-
have 1 hit point.
Nautilus,
Okay.
Nautilus will come over and offer you a gold flask.
Now, here's the important question.
What is
Now
this?
that the soul is back,
19.
did the aura turn back
The
on?
aura did not turn back on.
Okay.
25.
This is a healing potion. I think you will need it. I have some experience with your particular affliction, and you did not come back the way you should have.
Insight check, is he also one of these things?
Yeah,
So-
But I'm assuming with a 19 I rolled.
I'm sure with the 19, yes, you know what a revenant is. Staphylos, also you. And yeah, you guys can make insight rolls.
Yeah.
Should have.
This is
24.
Nautilus, not the one who literally said that he was dead.
No, Nautilus
No,
is the one who said he was dead.
Yes, he
Oh.
is the one.
Okay.
Yep.
18.
From his not being surprised at all, and the way he referenced that, he's probably a revenant.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, didn't he say that his group gets ritualistically murdered in order to become
No,
shadow agents of an
they-
oppressive
They're
monarchy?
considered socially dead. They're basically
They're
dead as far as
socially
the
dead.
outside world is considered.
It's just that in Nautilus's case, he also was actually dead.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
special.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm searching
You suddenly have
The
an
raid boss.
You suddenly have an idea as to why maybe he's so unafraid of your threats of injury.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna drink the
Can
potion.
still make
Actually,
it hurt,
I'm
asshole.
a fucking extra planar ranger. If anyone can find a way to get him dead,
Mm.
The anathema has plenty of body parts that might be harvestable. You've never really harvested a god before, but it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any like bags of gold or anything on it.
Well, yeah, no, I wasn't expecting that much.
Corbin holds up his axe, and you're gonna need this.
Does it seem to be primarily reptilian in
it's
in biology?
mostly. It has more bones than you'd expect, but
Right.
it's mostly reptilian. Yes.
I
He's
just
gonna
realized
carve
that-
off just a strip of like probably off the shoulder of one of the arms, scale it and start chewing on it just to see what it tastes like.
Ugh.
Make me a
Poison.
Constitution saving throw.
Hey, called
I'm
it.
immune to poison.
Oh yeah, tastes bad, real bitter.
Okay.
So, is there anybody among us who's actually stunned and deafened and shit for an hour?
I was above 50. I think everyone but Hope was above 50.
I was below 50,
Or
but
But
just
you
deafened
saved.
deafened
but I
for-
made my save. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if,
No.
like, all of a sudden we forgot about that.
Hope was literally the only person affected by the spell, even though
That's-
more than Hope failed the saving throw.
So
Yeah.
now that this all is done, again, she looks up as like, next.
There's no
What's the
response.
potion do when I drink it?
Roll 12d4 plus 12.
12d4 plus 12. Okay.
Maximum healing potion.
Hey,
Ooh.
Agdasol, can you do me a favor?
Infinite money gets you a lot of things.
Mm.
It's the level beyond superior.
Agdasol,
You heal
35?
You heal 35. That
you
was
do
a
me a
really
favor?
shitty roll, but you heal 35.
Hey, there's a lot of cross tech. What did?
can you do me a favor real quick? And Corbin is pointing to the ceiling where the javelin is currently embedded.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna pull out the javelin.
Thank
Um,
you.
William had to add a new spell to his character sheet, so he's a
Assuming
little
I
distracted.
can.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm still doing that. I like that spell.
Good spell.
Doesn't Toss just sort of floats down and hands you a lightning javelin?
Thanks.
What level spell is
Sure.
that? Hang on, I had to. 4th level. Mm.
Oh, I should have done that. Oh well.
It is 4th
Too
level,
late.
and it is once per short rest.
Yes. Which is why
That's
I'm
better.
putting the parentheses on it.
I don't know if I was that smart. Probably not.
It's also a concentration spell. So just be aware of
Yes,
that.
it is. Yes, it is.
I could have waited. Oh well.
Mm.
Oh,
But
I'm
yeah,
talking to
all
myself.
of you can see that Storm Herald has changed visibly. Again, the blade has opened up, and there's a column of lightning just dancing between the blades.
That's
So-
I go over to the nearest door to me, which is the northern one.
Mhm.
Boopy boop. Oh, I probably at this
If
point let
we
my invested
take a
for.
rest now.
We're gonna need to take a rest.
Is anyone going to be inclined to go and do something during that rest?
No, I'm just investigating the. I say no, and then out of character, I'm investigating this door to see if it is still barred.
I mean, investigation roll.
15.
It's not barred. It was never barred. It appears to be a facade,
Okay.
not an actual.
It's not a real door.
Like it might be a real door that was just built into the wall, so you can't open it without breaking through it. But it's less a door, more a facade.
Okay.
It's a wall that looks like a door.
Oh, I just had a. Buldrin, you can do a thing where you make stuff into other stuff, but you've kind of spent that ability, right?
I've got it at least once more. I can technically do it twice more, but doing that is a threat to our ability to do other things.
So, I can get you to the ceiling. We know we need to go up. Can you
First-
make a ladder
Out of the ceiling? Potentially, depending on how thick it is, that might not get us anywhere, though.
Can we?
Because I'll be honest.
After we rest.
If it's a load-bearing floor, it's probably more than 5 feet thick.
Also, you know this place is really tall from looking at it from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like hopefully there's floors between the top and the bottom. Actually, if there aren't floors between the top and the bottom, I'm really impressed with whoever did the architecture magic here.
There's a bottom floor, there's a top floor, and there's 50 feet of solid rock between them.
I mean, sandstone, but...
All right,
I
let's
don't feel like that helps much.
let's take a rest here. We just had weirdly a really tough battle against a bunch of small things, and then not a really tough battle against a god. So,
Where'd Galore go?
oh, she ran off. I'm sure she's warning Kale.
All of you that were in the room can make an Arcana check if you want.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
that looks like a plane shift.
I wasn't.
Never seen a box like that before.
10.
20.
Selena, you were pointedly not looking at her.
17.
Hope. You were looking at her.
In the room.
It's true, but
You just said everybody in the room.
it's
make a
true.
roll.
I forgot that you had specifically stated I
Okay.
don't look at her.
Yes.
Also, Selena is still on fire currently.
No, she.
Turn it off?
I said as she walked up,
Okay,
she let it fade away.
You saw her pull out a box and click a button, and then she just sort of. You have seen teleportation spells before. This didn't look like a teleportation spell. This looked more like a hole in reality that she was drawn through.
Okay.
Like teleportation spells, typically they meta knowledge. They look like sort of like the Star Trek teleportation pods, like the light
Thank
goes
you for
up and
that.
down. This looked more like, for those of you that are familiar with Naruto, the
Toby's
Obito's thing,
Yeah.
where like basically like her body just went swirled in on itself and disappeared.
Apparating.
Yeah, or apparating from Harry Potter.
Does that seem like plane shift or like gate?
Maybe something along those lines, but not a normal teleport
If it is
spell.
described to me, can I use that Arcana roll to figure out what it might be?
Sure, with a 20 Arcana, yeah, that sounds like a plane shift, but it wasn't. You didn't detect a spell being cast, so it may have been something to do with the box that she was holding.
Box
A
of
box
plane
of
shift?
the planes.
I mean,
Bitch
It was
went
a
to
plain
another.
box, guys. It was just a plain box.
Bitch hopped to somewhere else in the multiverse.
Does she come back here?
Earth 616.
Is it like
I mean-
banishment where she comes back?
I don't know if William noticed the character art, but if he did, he'd appreciate that fact.
Oh yeah, it's Vraska.
She might come back.
She plane
Typically-
shifted. She plane shifted to Ixalan.
I mean, typically one does not.
be a
So
pirate.
just the
shift-
universe with all the mustaches.
One does not typically plane shift as a quick hop away, and if one has the ability to shift planes, usually one also has the ability to teleport small distances. So I'm guessing she just fucked off.
Yeah, though if it's an item, she may only have that as her ability to shift planes.
And
But if it's an item, it also might be limited use.
Hope, you did also
That's
recognize. You haven't said anything to anybody else, but you did recognize that she was wielding a talisman of ultimate evil.
Yeah.
Which is a very high power item that only the most evil of people ever wear. It does things like, if you're a good character, it literally throws you to hell with no saving throw. Things like that.
Yep. Yeah.
There is
yeah.
a saving throw. It's just a really hard one.
No, but the reason only evil people end up wearing it is because it's just so gaudy that it only meshes with the aesthetic evil.
It's true, and it definitely meshed with her aesthetic.
Mm,
And
Also,
it
that
kills
ridiculous
you if you
amount of
touch it and you're not evil.
damage Yeah.
Also, it's typically attuned to
It's
divine.
fashion
It's also
damage.
typically attuned to divine spellcasters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Let's
Does
take
everybody need a breather?
let's take whatever kind. Oh yeah, I think it's fair to say that probably we could use a breather at the least.
Do we want to?
Yeah, so back to my original question. I thought we were taking a breather before. If we do one this time, are we cool with staying here and finishing it?
Do we want to take a breather in this grotesquerie? It's a little off-putting.
Yeah, it's also the end of a series of funnels that we're in a room with only one exit.
Exactly.
I'd rather not be at the end of a
We
funnel.
have not checked this door
if
up
they're
here
getting
yet.
worn.
I'll
I'll go check it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm checking
something-
to see if there are any other exits.
Something could Kool-Aid man through one of these other doors, but
Nautilus.
I don't get that.
Out of curiosity, did any of you touch the doors, or were you just looking at them?
looking. I
Looking.
do not touch doors without.
24 looking for traps, looking for on the door near me.
No, it doesn't seem to be trapped.
Is it an actual door? Is
this
it
one,
a...
This one's an actual door, yes.
Okay. And
I'll look at.
this one probably heads back towards where Selena and I were at first, right?
Theoretically, it would seem to match
Yeah.
up.
Because I was noting that
Unless
this-
it turns in between us, yeah.
yeah, I'm not denying that this is labyrinthine, but
It heads in that direction for sure.
So, while you all are having this conversation, Nautilus sort of steps up to the facade and takes a look at it, pulls out one of his swords and just stabs into the door, and it slides through.
Oh, great!
it's
They're
not even there?
illusionary doors.
No, not like it's not even there, but like it just punches
Okay.
through. No, this
Okay.
is not an illusionary door. It is just. And he sort of pulls the sword out and just reaches out and pushes, and
The
it just
piece
sort
of
of
paper.
collapses. It looks like it was
It's
just.
made of styrofoam.
It was just sand that had been put up and molded to look like a door.
I like
that's
the
a
idea
really
that it
good
was
sand art.
that what's her name was like. All right, I need to put doors here, but I don't have actual doors.
So
I
I,
do
feel
have-
like she could make more money winning sandcastle competitions.
I do have these stage props from this old play that we did.
I've got some
Yeah,
extra
it's-
flats. We can just paint them up. That'll look great.
Nautilus looks around. Granted, I was sort of behind the rest of you at the time, but it seems that this Galore enjoys toying with people. I imagine the other door is similarly not actually a door.
I
I'll
sort of
try and get the ones
Wait,
by
yeah,
me.
no, I tried to open that one like before we even started.
Yeah.
No, you looked. That's why I'd asked. Did you actually try to touch it? Because
Yeah, I had. I had tried to.
Yeah.
When I saw that
Oh,
there
yeah.
wasn't any traps, I tried to open it. Okay,
yeah.
whatever.
I
No worries. No worries.
things didn't register.
All good.
But yeah,
We're good.
as Hope pushes the door, it
Mhm.
crumbles.
now discovered
Okay.
that my castle stands.
All right, I say we go back to the other room.
Hope and Boldrin, make me an Arcana check.
On pillars of salt and pillars of sand. 19.
6.
Boldrin, you feel the spear is pulling you in a direction.
What direction is that direction?
South and east of that door.
Excuse me, Hope. Can I look through that for you? As
Yeah.
I kind of like try and get into Hope's space, but she
Yeah,
just did.
yeah. No, I'll shift over. Did you see what was on what she was wearing?
I did not. What was it?
It was a medallion. It was a talisman of ultimate evil.
With the name said, do I know what one of those is?
Yes, and you know the implications of someone who might wield one.
Oh, that's not a good thing. No.
Mm.
Of course it's not. It's called a talisman of ultimate evil.
No.
Yeah, I feel like
That
that
sounds pretty bad.
The hilarious thing is, I only think hope can be swallowed by it, because I think most of us are neutral.
Yeah. I am a good
Baldrin,
character.
Yes.
please. I know this is me saying this, but can we please go somewhere and sit down and rest and not start walking individually down corridors?
Yeah, no, I don't have the intention to.
Neither
Yeah,
do
the
I.
last
I'm
time that
just having
happened,
a-
we lost hope through a
What?
door.
Yeah.
What's
So, Baldrin, you are specifically feeling.
walked through a door.
You are feeling a very powerful magical aura that seems to be calling out to the spear.
Hmm. Everyone get your rest. I'm going to be meditating for a minute.
Are you?
what, right here in the doorway?
Can,
Can
we?
just find a spot to rest? I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit down and meditate.
Are
This is fine.
this room?
That's
Yes.
fine. Yeah.
People have
we
expressed
more access.
concerns about this room, so we're okay with this room.
If you need
Yeah.
to rest in the next room over where there's a bunch of snake corpses, be my guest.
There is a bunch
You're
of
right.
snake
That's
corpses
much
here,
worse than the
too.
giant snake.
Yeah,
the
there's
giant
only one
demigod
giant
snake
corpse.
I
corpse
was
here.
only I was only snake phobic for a short period of time.
Yeah, is anybody still snake phobic?
That's a good question. Have I made my
Only
save
for-
by this point?
You died.
So
did.
those of you that did not make the save before the snake died are no longer under the frightened condition.
Okay.
However, the thought of
Yeah.
snakes still makes your skin crawl.
Mhm.
Not so much to be debilitating, but you may have found a new phobia.
Oh, good. I'll add that to my list.
I didn't know snakes could get that big and disgusting. Fucking cool.
Wait. Hope has a phobia of both snakes and air travel?
Not specifically air travel. It's not
Yes.
being on.
Yes.
Get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking airship.
I'm so happy.
So now we know what Hope's trauma dream is when we inevitably all get trapped in our trauma dreams.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a ship.
Mm.
So, you're taking a short rest, long rest? What's happening?
That's what I keep trying to discuss,
Short.
and then you try to give us more information, or somebody else starts talking.
I was asking questions about the specifics of the rest.
I know.
I only need a
Short
short rest.
rest. This room. Go.
Yep.
All right, so you.
I did not understand what you said.
Just a short rest.
Short rest. This room. Go.
I'm in favor of a much longer one, and probably everybody else who has spent over the last 2 rooms a fairly heavy amount of spells.
Yeah.
That's
How are our spellcasters and other people with abilities that actually go away doing?
I have 1 rage left.
I have my 6th level spell, and I'm running low on my things that I only have a couple of castings of.
To be clear, I still have a decent number of sorcery points left, so if we need to press on or don't feel comfortable, like really don't feel comfortable taking a
I would
feel like-
prefer to do it now than do it later, but Selena, I think the biggest question is it's possible that Kaylin will know that more than he already does that we're here.
It's certain he knows that we're here.
Okay, so are we
If she
I think
told
it's
him,
worth giving him the extra time to prepare if we actually have our spells and don't have to do this later on.
Friend Nautilus.
Yes.
What is how you say tactical evaluation of trying to sleep for 8 hours in hostile fortress? Surrounded by-
Considering that we have that at least I have confirmed that the layout of the spell is shifts, over long periods of time, it would be inadvisable to rest in for very long in a not secure location such as this. But it is up to you ultimately. You are all here. And you have been paid well. So
DM is, please do not undo the
No,
weakening encounters I have thrown upon you.
though I would say, he looks over at Boldrin, your dwarven cleric seems to be drawn to something.
Yes.
Yeah,
we know
we're
this.
trying
We're
to
just
let
ignoring
him.
that fact.
This happened. I haven't been with these people very long, but this happens with these people. One of them will be drawn somewhere. We kind of, in general, try to not do that when everyone's really low on spells and about to die again.
Boldrin,
And
by the
I
way, has
can't
just
believe
kind
I'm adding again to that in this context.
of.
You have
Boldrin,
idea.
by the way, is sitting down with the spear and has closed his eyes and is just trying to focus and commune and see if he can get a sense of the connection here.
It's so what you get, we don't have to roll for this. It senses particularly powerful magic. And much like with the anathema that awakened it is drawn to particularly powerful magic. That being said, you've been around various powerful magics and it's never done this before, except for when it was beneficial to the spear. So you're not certain if that means it's good or bad, but you're pretty certain that if the spear is pulling you in a direction, it's beneficial to the spear at the very least.
Well, one way or the other, we can figure out what we're doing about sleep. And I want to try and loot and or salvage this corpse.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
I'm fine with a short rest if that's what we want.
That's all I really need. I don't even really need that. But
21.
So how much do you want? How much are you trying to salvage?
It's a demigod. Anything that seems vaguely useful, I am taking. Actually, I don't have a bag of holding. Selena, I need a bag.
A lot of the hide has been damaged from the battle, obviously. But you're able to
Demigods are profitable. It's
you are
not that weird.
you are able to sort of pry out several of the massive fangs. And again, these fangs are almost as big as you, but they're fairly light because they're mostly hollow.
Yeah.
That being said, I need you to make me a dexterity roll, acrobatics will say, to not accidentally impale yourself on a tooth.
Please run. Please 10.
So you don't impale yourself. You do, however, while wedging the tooth out, you I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
I need to test the damage here. +2 magic. Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's
Elf
cool.
dies.
Once on those.
No. It's okay.
Elf dies.
Oh no.
guys, I found it.
Can I at least say I got most of the harvesting done so that they can keep the stuff after I'm dead?
You take 10 points of poison damage. And you feel sickened. You are under the poison status. It seems like even after death, the anathema's poison is still quite potent.
Oh, okay.
Stathless has out the alchemy jug and is just giving people beer.
Oh yeah, I got a flag.
Anyone got something for poison?
Poison? Yes, I can make poison with this thing.
No, other way around.
Actually, no. That does not do that.
Unfortunately, I have greater restoration and not lesser restoration.
At 66.
Right?
Don't worry about
Plus-
it too much.
Well, so actually that
Even if we don't rest.
So, you're resting for an hour.
Yep.
After about 20 minutes into your rest, the torches begin to go out.
I
Boulderin's
cast
sight is
produce.
completely unaffected.
Yeah. I cast produce flame.
Okay, you produce flame.
I still
I
have a
put-
torch.
Yeah, no,
My
there's still
hands-
plenty of light. The torches that were a part of the room go out.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, we know.
I cast light on the sword.
Yeah, there's still plenty of light.
I'm going over here.
Okay.
Did I manage to get that harvesting done and the
Yes,
stuff in the back?
yes, you still managed to. So you managed to get 12 large fangs. That barely fit into the bag of holding, but they fit. And you can get up to 50 pounds of hide.
Nice.
All of which is poisoned, but you get it. After about 30 minutes, any perception checks?
Okay.
So you're saying we should not have already applied the benefits we've gotten from a long rest?
I mean, if you're intent to stay there the full hour, you can. If you're going to react beforehand, you're not going to get those that health back yet, though. So
So is making
having
this
having
check
rolled it is fine.
something you're going to consider reacting.
No, not leaving the room would be what if you leave the room, you're not going to get the healing that you've rolled. If you don't leave the room, you're fine.
I'm simply referring to. Okay. Because at this point, I am not sure if things are about to come out and attack us. So should it be applied to our character sheets?
Don't apply yet. Don't apply yet. You can roll. Having rolled
That
is
is
fine.
all
Don't
you
apply
needed
yet.
to say.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, perception.
So you begin hearing just sounds in general. Wind blowing. But you're inside.
Okay.
And the sounds of things moving around.
We knew this was a thing.
40 minutes in.
I thought we were 40 minutes.
That was 30
That was
minutes in.
30.
That was 30 minutes in. 40 minutes in. Off in the distance, you hear.
In
Okay.
the distance, like, I don't know if I know, west, north, south, east.
Hard to tell.
Okay. It's probably an elemental. Those were off to the west before.
And then an hour passes. Other than the torches going out, nothing else seems to have happened. Other than the sounds you've been hearing.
Okay.
And you all can apply your health.
We good to go?
Quick question. Does regaining hit points when you're multi-classed, does you get half of the
You get to
classes?
pick. You get to pick which dice you roll.
Yes, but when you're regaining them, like after a long rest,
Yeah.
do you get half of the one class?
You get half of your total. You get to pick.
Half of the total. Sweet. Okay. Good.
If half your total includes some of one and some of another, you just pick which ones you want to get back.
Okay. Sweet. That's all I wanted to know. Because I'm gonna roll another one. Ugh, these are terrible. Okay.
So an hour has passed, mostly in silence, with the sound of Agdrasol carving up bits of stuff, and then you just sort of resting, recovering, breathing, and listening to the sounds of the palace.
So we gotta find stairs and head up.
If they're still there.
Yeah.
Which way do we recommend to go?
Don't like this.
It's understandable. You were dead a little bit ago.
We following the spear?
Is what now?
Bolton hasn't said
Baldur's
anything about the spear.
spears.
Hey, Nautilus,
Oh,
you're rich.
okay.
By any chance, do you have, like, an object of detect person?
I do. Does not work.
Ah, fuck.
I've tried, trust me.
I assume you were able to track down someone who knows him well enough to try with Caleb too.
Oh, Kalen. Oh no, I've only ever used it with Valda.
Is it worth trying it with Kalen?
He reaches into his bag, pulls out a wand, and holds it up.
Selena?
I'll give it a shot.
But...
Tosses it over to Selena.
Ooh,
I try to use it.
I'm attuned to that weapon now.
Nice.
Tuned to which weapon now?
The scimitar speed.
Oh, the scimitar.
Swift.
Yeah, the Swift.
Yeah. Forgot.
You activate the wand and you don't get any sense of anything.
Nope.
Most of the palace is protected against detection.
Yep.
When you have a nail, you try a hammer before you try a complex rig of tons of things falling on each other to knock over the nail.
He holds a hand back out towards Selena.
She gives it back.
He takes it, puts it back in his bag.
I was waiting to see if she was gonna notice, but she will give it back. She didn't actively try to hide it.
Oh no, he just held it out expectantly.
Yeah. All right, so we follow Boldrin.
I think I might know where something significant or at least relevant is.
All right, let's do this shit.
I start to lead the way following the spear.
So yeah, the spear leads you. So first of all, you come into the next room, which is empty of any sort of light or anything like that. It seems.
Does the spear get off of like the faintest amount of light because of the
oh yes, the electricity.
Because I'm poisoned, is it okay if I stick to the middle of the group so I'm not the one in the back or the front making perceptions?
Yeah.
And it seems to want you to go through that door on your left, Boldrin.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a glow stick, but
yeah.
Do you want someone checking for traps?
I will check for traps.
That's a good idea. Yes.
Okay.
Selena,
0.
you want to check?
I believe it's investigation.
You're pretty certain that this door is not a door. You think it's a sand wall like the others were.
Let me through.
It's fine.
Let me through, please.
So, Selena, you lean on the door and try to push through it?
Yep.
It opens. It's not a sand wall. It's just a door.
See? So she completely plays out. See, I told you it's fine. I can check for traps, too.
I think you just gave it a once-over.
I think our barbarian is considering spending that last rage. Jeez.
It wants you to go through the southern door.
Before I even get close to the door, I just kind of prod it with the spear.
So, checking my pack, I have chalk.
Opens up. Yeah, you have chalk.
I do too.
I'm gonna make a little chalk thing on the floor.
Okay.
Just where I'm standing
Yeah,
currently.
you gotta just make an art thing with the mark it with a line.
Because I have seen the equivalent of. I've read fairy tales.
So, Boldrin, as you enter this room, you feel as if the world around you has slowed down, but not you.
Did I just get hasted?
Oh,
No.
Okay, I didn't mean to step in front of someone.
This room seems to be where the spear wants to be. You
All
look
right,
over,
what's in
and there
here?
are torches lit in this room, but the flames are licking almost in slow motion. Actually, exactly in slow motion.
So I look around. All right, well, what's in here?
There's nothing in here. It just seems like the room itself is in its own timeline.
Since
Is that obvious to
I can
everyone else or just me?
focus you mostly over Boldrin.
Only you, because you're the only one in the room.
I
So to
take a
me, it
couple
just looks like a
steps.
normal room because I can.
Yeah, to you, it just looks like a normal room.
Okay, I step inside.
As soon as you step in, you feel this weight as if the world slows down around you.
Arcana.
But you're fine.
Nope, I have no idea.
Can I make a religion
check?
Staffless, same thing.
Does
as
anyone
as you step in.
communicate across the threshold?
Well, this is very odd.
Yes, you
There's
can
another
make a
statue
religion
over
or an
here.
arcana check.
Is this the room that I'm currently in the doorway of?
Do I hear that standard or
Yeah, you hear Staffless fine.
what's odd?
Everything's like. It feels like when I was about 16 and I came across these mushrooms in the forest. Which, by the way, I need to find those again because you can't get those in the regular underground market.
Got it. There's some sort of gas in the room?
So
No.
Not exactly. Come inside, you will understand.
Aldrin,
That seems like a bad idea if there's some unidentified effect in there. But
the aura you're feeling, it feels like this building has been displaced from time, or at least this room has been displaced from time. Like it's operating on a very different level of functionality. And you've experienced this effect before. This is the sort of effect that can happen when one is in a room that is connected with a divine realm or an elemental plane of magic or some other sort of like a thing that is basically what you're getting is that this room is disjointed with reality.
Mhm.
And that is not something that somebody did to it. That is a natural occurrence in this location, and it seems like this room was built around that disjunction.
I got a 21 on my religion. Did I get any further information than that?
For you, yes. In addition to so yeah. First of all, you can tell that this room is disjointed from time. There's actually a place like this you've been in before. You, in particular, in the monasteries of your home in Tuatapur.
Mhm.
Basically, the Plane Shaper's chaotic nature is such that they will occasionally imbue themselves into pockets of reality. And in those pockets, it's as if time doesn't move for those that are inside it, relative to the outside. It's this little, small dimension of a god that just exists throughout the world. In Tuatapur, a shrine was built around it. And in fact, basically, you can rest for an entire day's time, and only an hour or so will have passed in these.
it's the DBZ
It's a hyperbolic
room.
time chamber.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
it's a
yeah.
hyperbolic time chamber.
And it is an extension of the Plane Shaper's existence.
Can we train here for a year and only have a day go by?
It would be 300 some odd hours, so it'd be more than a day, but it's not that slow.
So yeah, Staphylos will explain this to everybody that comes in.
Yeah, basically,
Ah.
I'm gonna try and get my way in.
this room
Is a pocket in the robe of the gods of time.
How big is this? I can't see a thing. There we go. There's a hallway. Oh, okay.
Well, you wanted to get
So
a
we can-
full lengthy amount of rest. This might be the only place to get it.
That's a good idea.
That's a fantastic idea.
Should have gone in here first.
But I want to do. Okay, so with that knowledge, one, I'm gonna cast Detect Portal, which isn't actually a spell, but
this gives off the feeling of a dimension of a planar like gate.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay,
exactly a
but-
gate, but it feels like one.
yeah, it's sort of roughly in between. What I want to determine is just make sure there's no other planes that also conveniently lead here that a snake lady might have teleported to, that she might be coming back to this room without quite time to ambush us, where we're definitely going to rest if she knows the layout of this place.
You detect that there are so now you're searching for a different feeling than you normally search for, so it takes you a minute to sort of focus and think. It doesn't feel like this is exactly another plane, so you don't think a plane shift would work like this. You do, however, feel two other locations in the area that are similar to this.
So this is not the only one of these. I don't know if the other two are exactly the same. And I certainly can't say whether or not this wouldn't be a place you can plane shift to, but if there's a door here from another plane as well, I don't know if I would differentiate that intersection. But yeah, there's a few of these.
Well, if you want to get a full night's sleep, this is the only place we can if you want to make any amount of progress.
I am willing.
I'm all for it.
All right.
We take a long rest.
So you all come in. You close the door behind you?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
After everyone, including the NPCs, are in.
Yeah, we grab them.
Can't we just leave them outside to die?
No.
I would also come back, Nautilus says.
That too.
Yeah, but we lose you.
I'm not so easily lost. So door closes behind you, and yeah, it's this weird feeling again. You're like looking at the torches that are a part of the room. They just seem to flicker slowly, as if.
I wonder how.
Out of curiosity, I had a non-detection spell on Hope when Hope died.
Mm-hmm.
Is that active still?
No, not anymore.
I wonder,
Actually, no, it would have been active still because it's powered by you, not Hope. So Hope's corpse would have also been non-detected.
I mean, that's a convenient way to temporarily hide a body. Good to know for the future.
Way to hide a body.
I wonder.
Also makes me really hard to find.
I wonder how it would have interacted if we had just brought Hope's corpse in here and rested for 24 hours.
I don't know.
Well, it's not.
How that would have interacted is a pissy fit between gods and a potential divine civil war. So let's not do that.
Meh. Whatever.
I don't know.
So, you have a long rest in this weird temporal distortion.
Yep.
You doing anything over the course of this long rest?
I mean, we keep watch as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously keeping watch.
The fire and the torches is like super slow.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes, Corbin will try to keep his finger in between the fire so it's not burnt, but in the empty spaces.
It's still hot, and you still burn your hand.
Okay.
The heat
radiates. It's not just the flames.
Fire
the actual fire isn't the part that burns you. It's the heat coming off of it.
Magic's weird.
Corbin learns about
You
energy.
you do that, and you go.
It's a nice challenge with fire.
You all take a long rest. You regain half the hit dice you've spent.
Well, half of your maximum hit dice.
Half of your maximum hit dice. And
So I get all mine back.
You get back anything that you get back on a long rest.
Woohoo! I want to talk to Nautilus.
Okay. Nautilus is sort of sitting down, leaning against a wall, fiddling with a knife.
Preferably when everyone else is asleep or not paying attention.
I mean, so Agdrasol has this the elven thing, the unfortunate side effect of trance where he's not necessarily paying attention because he's kind of dreaming. But at the same time, he's still looking over everyone, like Edward Cullen style.
Nautilus is sitting in a corner, sort of flicking a dagger around in his fingers. You can get a private moment with him. Whether or not anyone else is listening in, it would be very easy for them to do, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to them.
Yeah,
it's up to whether or not you think
room.
they're going to respect your privacy or not.
I'm going to try to speak to him in Thieves' Cant then. I think he might know how to speak it.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, you're Revenant 2?
Yep.
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
Which god? Or do you just have... I assume it's related to this, you need to kill the, Falda?
No god brought me back. Only my,
just vengeance.
determination, shall we say. And yes, Valda
congrats.
is my target.
That's... Mm-hmm. Well,
I guess if you were to give it technically a god did bring me back, the god king of Tiram, but that's more of a harder thing to explain.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I don't think I want to find mine, but
I don't think you'll have a choice.
no, not really.
For me, though, it has never been a question of not wanting to, considering that my initial death was caused by Valda, but for me, it is a little more personal, perhaps.
Why are all of these?
This may
spells
be
useful?
rude, but why? How'd you die?
Valda and I were part of a team. We both existed as part of the organization for which I work. He decided he had had enough, and his way out was through me, quite literally.
Sorry. What's his? Because we're trying to figure out abilities. What's his?
He is a powerful arcane swordsman.
Hmm.
His blades, he is bonded to a sentient weapon. A weapon of great power that he stole from our king, along with a few other things that our king would like back.
Well, good luck.
Fortunately for me, I have inevitability on my end. It may take several thousand years, but I have inevitability.
Yep. And I let the conversation die there.
So, anybody who was listening in heard basically a conversation about the weather, and you're not quite certain why they were talking about the weather indoors.
Given that I used to work for a Thieves Guild, can I make the assumption?
Yeah,
You can certainly make the assumption that they're not actually talking about weather. You just don't know the cant well enough to know what they're talking.
Yeah.
Obviously,
But it's enough to identify that
recognizing
they're-
something
yeah.
as a language.
Yeah. They're definitely having a conversation that means more than what they're saying, but it still sounds like a perfectly valid conversation to be having, except for the fact that they're inside and they're talking about the weather. Like nothing in the way they speak makes the language incorrect. Like it's not like they suddenly end a sentence and start a completely different sentence. The conversation is smooth and natural. It's just the subject matter is weird.
Thieves can't. It's fun.
Again, I worked in a Thieves Guild. I know that they do this.
Yes.
I just don't know it.
You know that they do this. You just never quite learned the nuance.
You did not take the linguist feat to learn thieves can't.
That is
Really?
GM fiat.
Yeah.
Just like Drew.
I mean, yeah, learning exotic languages requires GM approval.
Selena?
Just pretty much spends the long rest going through the things in the bag, which is getting pretty full at this point, by the way. Taking certain things, particularly valuable things out, mending prestidigitation,
Just repairing and cleaning things that are in the bag?
repairing and cleaning things, taking taking her really fancy dagger, spending an inordinate amount of time on that one.
I'm sure we can find a local, somewhere pretty local to offload that stuff to once we get out of here.
Oh no, it's fine. It's the. Where is the? I need to see because I don't know exactly how much a bag of holding does hold.
800
don't-
pounds.
800 pounds. Okay, I'm not there yet, but
Or volume. The volume measurement too.
So, any other
no,
conversation?
500 pounds, sorry.
500 pounds. The more important part is the 64 cubic feet.
Which you're getting close to.
Yes, I would imagine that the god hide is a good portion of that.
50 pounds of god hide is pretty big.
Yeah. So Selena's taking the long rest as opportunity to do that thing you do when you have a geometric inventory screen where you like tilt the stuff around to the right angles and just, like
Not really. No, like, she's not concerned about organizing in there because of the way the bag works. She's just taking out like her disguise kit, making sure that everything in there is still working. Take out her set of noble clothes, clean that up. Everything out of her priest's pack that she has. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, clean up the dagger that she has. Although she does at one point pull out the other really nice one she has. It's like, anybody have a use for this?
What is it?
what?
Just a dagger.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean,
He
Could always
tosses
use
it
another
in
one.
the center of the room.
Fight to the death now.
I can use it, but mostly I shoot things with arrows, so don't worry about it.
I mean, I can throw it, but
There you go,
I
you have a
plenty of my
stylish
own.
I
Throwing.
mean, those that throw weapons.
Yeah, but that
tend
one's
to lose
pretty.
them.
It does not quite match my aesthetic, shall we say?
All right.
As long as it's
I'll
stealth.
go and grab it.
Cool. I think it was worth like 100 gold or something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, you bought fancy daggers.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a super, super expensive dagger.
Anybody else doing anything over the course of the long rest?
At some point, I'll hopefully, when others are sleeping, talk to Staples. So was I the only one who didn't know about the undead members of our group?
I met you all, 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, they're really casual about not just that she's a revenant, fine, but like about her dying and the threat assessments of death.
Well, the grouchy one seems to conduct herself in a way that, with repeated exposure, how you say, may make one a bit, cavalier about letting her be dead for a bit of time to get break.
Sorry.
Yeah, it just makes me kind of wonder how they'd respond to other people dying.
Is
it's very
very valid
adequate.
follow-up question, yes. But I am thinking, what is best way to word? I am thinking they have gotten to point where they take things as they come.
You know. Well, they're weird.
Is not wrong evaluation of situation, I would say. Yes. No, bit of weird is understatement.
So, do you have any interest in, after we're done here, going to a magical tower dungeon based on your inner psychology and unveiling more of the world?
Is this therapy you are talking about?
No, I mean literally. Like,
Oh.
don't know who made this room. There's like that veil on the edge of the world now.
Because there are elders in order back home in Tuatapur who would very much like to utilize that for exploring inner self sort of exercises.
I get the sense it doesn't currently fulfill that function. It's incredibly inconsistent and actively random. You know what? Next time we talk to the flaming koala, we should tell him that.
Was a sloth.
Sloths and koalas are the same animal, and you will not convince me otherwise.
Sounds like if there is nothing better in offer, yes, sounds interesting.
Great.
Have you heard of Valkyr's challenge, though?
I have, but we have someone who screams and panics and throws a fit if we go down an elevator. I don't think she would handle a boat very well.
I don't scream.
Just gets tense.
Is
Panics and
if
pitches
we
a
are
fit.
if we are talking about it, exposure therapy is a valid technique for many mental disorders.
That's not a bad idea. I just am I'm used to picking up the wingless ones and bringing them up in the air and helping them see things from a different angle and stuff like that. Except for the ones like you, because you're huge and heavy.
Do not worry. I have shoes. I fly.
Huh. You're compensating for your deformity. That's really admirable. But she's like
Mostly I am compensating for my sobriety, but you know.
in the air, and I don't really know what to do with her. So yeah, if you can convince the angry tiny one to go on Valkyr's challenge, sure. But then we're headed back to the Tower of the Gods.
Hey, if gods need help cleaning out their tower, who are we to say no?
Exactly.
Would you like another drink?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yes, always.
We've moved from the beer to the wine phase of the alchemy jug now.
Drinking heavily, which is probably a bad idea given I am currently getting rid of a poison status effect by drinking.
In that case, give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage because you're poisoned.
Does that apply to saves? I'm not.
It applies to
No,
this
it's-
save.
It's
Okay.
normally ability checks, but you're drinking off poison, so.
So I want to tell you guys.
So, over the
I
course of the long rest, you get rid of the poison status, but instead gain the 1 point of exhaustion.
Fair enough.
Same damn thing.
So. No, not the same, because poison, I think, gives you
Yeah, that's true.
disadvantage on
It's also
all
attack
rolls.
rolls. No,
Yes.
poison is attack rolls and ability checks. So this
Yeah.
is just ability checks.
So that legitimately reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I had, who at one point I was not present for this scene or this exchange, but my best friend went over to her house. I was at work or something like that, and she was sick at that point. She had the flu, and she opened, according to my friend, she opened the door with a bottle of gin in her hand. And my friend said, "What are you doing? You're sick." And the legitimate, non-joking, dead serious response was, "Well, you know how if you get a cut or something like that, you put alcohol on it to sterilize it? Well, this is like it being cut inside."
That is not how that works.
I know that's not how that works. In his defense, he's a raging alcoholic who just saw one of his friends who he doesn't really understand very well die, and everyone be super casual about it.
You think
Selena
we're
was
friends?
very adamant about Hope being brought back.
However,
Yep.
it was more in the we're not going to take that length of time and put her in a bad situation more than the we're not just going to let our friend stay dead forever style.
Yes, I mean it was we're not going to take that chance. Hope is more important than that, but
Okay.
still.
Is anything else happening over the course of the long rest?
Not unless something comes through the door.
Okay. So, yes, you have a long rest. You are rested and recovered, and one of you is exhausted from drinking. You may proceed.
Are we north or south now?
Ow.
I don't think it matters at this point because this place does reconfigure itself. So
Only a little bit.
I can find.
You look
Well, you're a
terrible.
font of information you don't tell us, Nautilus. What type of creature are we hypothetically looking for? Celestials, undead, elementals. Which one might your target keep
Person.
its pets?
Volda always had a fondness for the Fae, and also for the Fiends.
I can find Fae. I found Fae before.
Well, remember, it's only been about an hour since we sat down, so probably still in the same place.
Well, as old Minotaur poem goes, Fae fiends
Spending
full
that
fum.
spell slot.
That is to the northwest.
Okay. I'll just all point their direction and yeah. For the next minute I'll be tracking it, so if we want to head back the way we came, cool. But also I can check again later if we need to. So northwest.
Sweet, let's rock this shit.
And I'm really
Right.
hoping that one of these underbosses knows where the goddamn stairs are and aren't thus the stupid Mario toads.
Yeah, Corbin opens the door. And
Should I go in front
Yeah.
Of what?
of the group?
Yes. Good
We
stuff.
are in a sand castle that is trapped.
You are correct.
trapped sandcastle is an appropriate term.
Hmm.
I have never been in a sand. I have never been in a sand trap before.
gonna
I forgot
say-
my wedge.
Trapped Sandcastle is the name of my Kiss flavored Beach Boys cover band.
Oh, highly specific and very well appreciated.
So we need
so
to go up
you had-
through the.
So you head back into the room just south of the anathema chamber. There is another door on the northern wall, west of the door that leads back into the anathema chamber.
Anathema
Okay.
Chamber is the band name for my cover band of the corn flavored Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That one didn't roll the tongue quite so well.
Nope, sorry, still working my way through.
Anathema chamber
The
is
name
my
of my
Iron Maiden
blank
cover
cover
band.
band.
Ah, there you go.
There you
That's
go.
better.
I don't want to go through snakes again. So let's try this one.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'm gonna look at the door, see if it's locked, see if it's trapped.
Give me an investigation roll.
Okay.
I'm back to Spear and Shield.
13. I'm
Right.
rolling terribly.
This door does not seem to be locked or
This is
trapped.
sad.
Hang,
Okay,
hold
open it.
hold a moment.
Okay. I'm waiting.
I'm tired of us missing things that are very obvious. I cast Find Traps.
Find no trap.
Okay, but it stays up, or is it instantaneous? So I find any trap that is within
Line of sight.
line of sight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
We should maybe save the spells.
Yeah, we just.
I just said there was no trap.
Yes, you said that before, and then walked
I
into
opened
the
the
trap
door.
that was there.
You open the door, and as you open the door, you notice that there is obviously darkness in front of you. But you hear very softly the sound of music, like a violin playing.
Are the hills alive?
No.
Do they
Does
have
it sound
eyes?
like what does it sound like what this type of stuff that what's his name? Dang it. Can't remember his name. Adolfo plays.
No.
Does it sound okay?
It does not have. Adolfo has a very light and Spanish sound to his music.
Yeah. I'm thinking of
this
like
is
the
this is like a sort of a German waltz more than that sort of Spanish party music that Adolfo does.
okay. And that do I reckon I'm trying to tell what we might be walking into. So I don't know if that's If I can.
You don't
Style of music.
you don't recognize the style of music
Or
necessarily,
the tune.
but Nautilus straightens up. I believe we have found my prey.
Awesome.
Follow the music.
Okay.
Please tell me
gonna-
Adolfo has invented flamenco.
Yes.
Oh,
Please don't play
Also
Lindsay Sterling.
apparently-
We will get muted.
Also, apparently, pop music.
Yeah, I don't know why things are auto playing when I try and look up artist names. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna see what's ahead.
Time
A head
to
is
be
the thing
quiet.
that is on top of your
I
shoulder.
will come with you. Nautilus
Um,
stepping up.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak. I'm stealthing.
That was Nautilus.
Okay.
So am I.
Ugh.
Baldrin is
think
very
we're
specifically
all-
in the back.
I am also.
I should
stealthy.
probably stick to the back right now.
So Staphylus, you have a torch out, by the way.
Yes, I do.
Just letting you know that you have a torch while stealthing.
Mm. You're very bright.
Yep.
Please. Please.
Nautilus
I will
looks
wait.
back.
I will wait at the corner.
Perhaps yes, you
Good.
should wait back there.
Good. Shh. Alright. Stealthing.
For reference
I will
as
let
to
people. I will let people squeeze by me.
Yep.
references to how stealthy Nautilus is being, he rolled a 33.
Oh,
Good for you.
I should roll stealth.
You
also.
should.
Let's see.
So should Selena.
I will not be stealthing forward
16.
because I'm gonna let the fucking rogues
17.
handle that.
Bad rolls.
So yeah,
I mean,
you-
that's a good roll for me.
Hope and Selena, you guys are being fairly quiet. You keep losing track of Nautilus though, even though he's between the two of you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Meanwhile, Baldrin and Adolfo are just still standing in the last room, just
Just leaning against the wall, waiting. Adolfo, you know this music is not bad. He's a little dry for my taste, but it's not bad.
it's a little dour, but yeah.
Selena, you're also radiating light.
No, I'm not.
Hang on,
Why am I radiating light?
I don't know what.
I think there was a produced flame at one point to help out Staphylos.
Yeah.
Which
I
never
don't
got turned
have-
off, probably.
I have a
yeah,
spell that
possibly
allows me
Corbin.
to give off.
You're not
light.
radiating light anymore. Sorry, I was fixing your token. It looked weird.
Okay.
All right.
Continuing.
Yep.
This is the very turny tunnel. Okay.
It is indeed.
I don't like this.
Well, then be quiet.
I'm trying.
So the three of you stealth forward through this winding tunnel before finding yourself at a intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead of you, at the end of a hallway, you see a chest.
Oh.
Leaning forward a little bit
Yes.
more, and to the right of you, you see a hallway that ends in another chest.
Mm-hmm.
And to the left of you, you see a portcullis that is currently closed.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And a room. In this room, there is a tall, silver-haired man sitting in a very comfortable-looking armchair, with a long blade just sort of resting against a table in front of him, on which there are some papers, a chest, and a candle that is very dimly lighting the room around him. And as he's leaning back, wearing a long blue coat with a very nice-looking vest, you see pointed ears that indicate maybe an elf of some kind. And he is sitting playing a violin. Just very calmly, eyes closed, playing the music.
I'm not gonna lie, the way you described this individual just made me think it was Galadir for a second.
The hair is much shorter than Galadir's. And
Yeah.
also the clothes are less robish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah, it's just that chair and the carpet, and there's something on the table.
Yeah, there's a candle
There's-
with some papers
yep.
around it and a chest.
Mm-hmm. And his sword, you said?
Yeah, there's a sword.
It's leaning at the table.
It's sort of leaning up against the table between him and the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long curved blade in a black scabbard with a small round pommel and a cord wrapped hilt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't seen me yet.
He hasn't reacted to you yet.
No.
He's just been playing
Does he
music.
look like he's seen me?
You can't tell. His eyes are closed. He's just playing music.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna look at the portcullis. I'm gonna try and figure out the mechanism to get that open.
Give me an
If I
investigation
can
roll.
see anything. Okay.
Corbin, tell others to catch up.
12. Dang it.
You're pretty certain. There's probably a lever on the other side of it that would open it up, but you might be able to force it with just brute strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's strength.
And I'm looking at the two chests to see if I can tell anything about what they might be. If those are a mechanism to, because my current theory is that it might be a mechanism to open something or to release something into these hallways.
From where you're at, they just look like chests. You have to get
Okay.
closer to determine what they were, if anything else.
All right. I'm looking down this hallway. I'm checking for any traps along here, and I want to go toward the chest.
Okay.
If there isn't anything.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 23.
Doesn't seem to be any traps.
Okay. I'm going to stealth down this hall. Do I
Okay.
need to make another stealth roll? Or is the one I already did good?
One you have is
did
fine.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to look at the chest and see if it's trapped.
Do you touch it at all, or are you just looking at it?
No, I'm looking at it.
Investigation roll.
Okay. 30. Natural 20.
As you're looking at the chest, it seems like a normal chest, but it seems to be expanding and contracting slowly.
Okay. Have I heard of mimics?
Give me a nature roll.
Okay. 10. Probably.
No,
No. Okay, but that's definitely moving
it's definitely moving.
in an unsettling breathing kind of pattern.
Good thing, even if you don't know what a mimic is.
No, I'm gonna move away.
Okay.
Stealthy.
Yes, a chest that is breathing is not a good idea. No
Yeah,
matter
no, I'm not
what
gonna
you
do
know
that.
about it.
And because of the false appearance trait, that's a thing you can only notice on a natural 20.
Yeah. So I'm moving away from it
Okay.
very slowly. Mhm.
It's like just in Dark Souls, you have to stare at the chest for a full minute to see it breathe.
Yeah, just... Okay.
Yep. So
Except for if you're in
indicate
the
That mimic has just been fired from the Mimics Guild.
that- bad job.
Oh, it made me feel bad for it.
I mean,
I was
considering
thinking-
that if Hope had rolled a 19, she wouldn't have noticed. I think it's still doing a
Yeah.
good job.
Uh-huh.
Not good enough. Mimics Guild has high standards.
One discovery and you're out.
I don't want to do that. I'm gonna assume the other one is similar. And I'm gonna wait until people come
All right. So, Corbin, you go back and let folks know to come forward?
because I don't want to stand in a hallway that's directly across from the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went back to the end of the hallway and it was just like, hey, come on.
All right. So everyone moves up and sort of gets in line. I'll go ahead and, just for sake of getting everybody up there. Womp, womp.
It's a really long hallway.
I feel like this is a bad idea. I'm gonna get us lightning bolted, but it's fine.
I
You
mean, it would have to
complain
be a
entirely too
very specific lightning bolt that managed to go. You would have to have some like top 500 level Moira aiming to do this shit.
So
All right.
Yeah.
Or
there's-
time and money.
I have a crowbar.
we all look and we see mirrors strategically placed on the wall.
What do you got a crowbar for?
Can
Mirrors specifically
Come on.
enchanted
can
just
see.
for lightning bolts.
Crowbars don't work on portcullises.
I have
Okay.
a block and tackle.
Okay, sure. That sounds good
Block
too.
and tackle is not something you can carry.
Right?
I have one.
Look, 5e doesn't say it weighs anything.
A block and tackle requires a structural frame to be built and attached. Jesus.
Fantasy.
No, you can carry it. You just can't use it without attaching it to something.
Right.
Yeah.
But you said the
you have the
portcullis
pieces
might
of a
be-
pulley system, but
Yeah. I have the
But you
pulleys.
said the portcullis might be forced open.
yeah,
Like,
you have
it-
to
it
like
can be-
basically grab and lift.
If I have,
We
but
could
I have
ask
like
dude to open the
Crowbar
portcullis.
requires a vertical surface to push up against, or a horizontal surface to push up against, or a vertical surface to push against. To lift the portcullis up, if there's nothing but bars going down, there's nothing to push the crowbar against.
there's not ones going across.
No, it's just a series.
There's
of,
no bottom bar.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
Sorry,
bottom bar. It's just a
sorry.
series
I was
of.
It's just-
misunderstanding.
Yeah,
Spikes.
it's
Straight down.
it's the
I was
Skyrim gates.
misunderstanding.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
It's-
I mean, well, to be fair, there are most portcullises have that bottom
yeah,
bar.
most do.
Yeah.
This is less.
Yep.
This is less a traditional like village gate portcullis, and more a series of spikes that have been dropped down to bar passage.
Okay. Never mind. All right. Okay.
By the way, John, I'm keeping a careful, exhausted eye out for any changes to the music
Sure.
that might indicate the casting of a magical spell.
Give me a perception check.
He's a bard. He's a bardlock.
Hmm.
Bard lock.
Or just a warlock that happens to be able to use an instrument for a specific spell or thing that he has an item for. 15.
There is a subtle change in the music, but it doesn't sound like a spell. It sounds more like the music previously was contemplative, and it has very subtly shifted more into an anticipatory sound.
Okay. I realize it won't help me save, but I am just keeping an eye on that because I feel like that's gonna fight us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Corbin.
he's
Ready?
obviously has to know we're here, and if he doesn't, he's going to know the second we start using Rube Goldbergian style methods to open the portcullis. Why don't we just give it a shot and ask him to open it? You never know.
Mm. Yeah, that's. I nod at
Okay.
Corbin. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Corbin and I are. I'm gonna rage, and then
Yeah,
we're
me
both
too.
gonna lift on this thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Or we could do that.
We're just gonna like try and open it.
Give me an
Um,
athletics check, both.
All right. I have
with advantage.
advantage. Oh yeah.
You're helping each other.
I got a
21.
15.
The 15, Corbin, you grab and start pulling. Then Hope reaches down and grabs it and just goes. And just sort of grabbing the bars and throwing them up, and the portcullis you hear a chain snapping sound as the portcullis.
Oh. That worked better than I expected.
The music continues playing. It was very loud though.
Oh.
You're pretty certain he knows you're there.
And the rage isn't gonna keep up, so I'm gonna rush in and attack him
Roll me initiative.
geez.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
otherwise my rage drops, and I have a specific limited number.
Okay.
So
I'm following quickly because
All right, so let's
So-
roll. Well, let's go ahead and roll
That's the
initiative.
way.
I rolled
This
a
is why
one.
I took the mobile feat.
20.
Fuck. Same.
Not natural, just regular 20.
18.
Oh wait, do I have disadvantage on this as well?
It is an ability check.
That
Mhm.
I'll roll twice and I'll fix it if the second one is higher.
took the second one.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I think everybody's Valda, Selena, Nautilus, Boldrin, Hope, Adolfo, Staffless, Idrisol, Corbin.
I think I tried to lift with my back on that one, so I rolled a 1 for my initiative. Let's go! Fuck.
It hurts. It
Good
hurts.
job. Good job.
All right, so Valda is first. As the portcullis smashes to the ceiling and Hope begins to move forward. Hope, we're gonna say you got to basically right here.
Okay.
Right
in front. Good times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to look at some spells.
Fireball is 20 foot and goes around corners.
Oh no.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
No,
from
that's
Hope.
Orb of Fire.
Wisdom?
Yep.
All right. 16.
You fail and fall asleep. As you hit the you look up and you're focused on him, and as you start to move forward, his eye opens and he just turns to stare at you, and sort of flicks her wrist out towards you and just points and says, "Now that is quite rude." And as he does so, you suffer from the spell Eye Bite. Your eyes become an inky void imbued with... his eyes become an inky void imbued with dread power, and you, failing the wisdom saving throw, fall asleep in mid-step.
I want to point out he's using that spell wrong because you're supposed to use it against things that don't have eyes because then it's funny.
I also need to point out that you don't have to be able to see a spell to know to try and counter it. If you hear it, that's possible.
You have to be able to see him casting the spell.
No, it does not say anywhere within there that you have to be able to see it. I mean, if that's your ruling, that's fine.
Like, my concern is that I don't know how you would know he was casting a spell because both him and the target are outside your line of sight.
Arcane energies and verbal
So
components.
does it have the musical component? Or
No, it doesn't have the musical component.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage and see if you can tell.
Okay.
Because while the spell doesn't say you need to see it, I would make an enemy have to be able to see you.
It does say.
Well,
in the
does
spell description.
have a verbal component?
Where does it say?
The casting time is one reaction which you take when you see a creature.
Oh, actually, yeah, it says right there.
Casting a spell.
Reaction time, which you take when you
Why
see
is
a
it
creature.
The casting time.
Because
that is
Weird
kind of
place
crap.
to put it.
It is.
The
Yeah.
casting time, which on roll 20 for me reads one reaction, which you.
Yeah, which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell. Okay, I thought that's how the spell worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm out.
so Hope hits the ground, falls asleep.
Wham.
He then, Corbin, you can see, he then stands up, reaches out and picks up that sword that was leaning against the table and just sort of looks over at you. Well, are you coming in?
Eventually, when it's my turn.
Selena, your turn.
All right. Oh, that's right. So I literally can't do anything because there's 30 feet of people in front of me.
Yeah.
5, 10. I mean, you
That's
could get
the problem
to here.
with everyone going
There
into
is
the
a
corridor.
there's a secondary corridor you could see off to the right that you could step in behind Corbin.
Okay. Well, no, actually, let me rephrase that. If Hope is asleep, she's on the ground. She's no longer difficult.
Yeah, Hope is also on the ground.
No.
10, 20.
Yeah. Now, do you want to get in
can
front,
also-
or do
you
you
can
want to
also-
get behind the fighter?
You could also cast like Misty Step or something. Like
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
not.
middle.
I'm trying to conserve my spells and not do. Because this guy is our minor annoyance on the way to what Selena actually wants to. I need to see what I'm going to end up casting, because you would be cover. Especially since I think you're fairly bigger than me. What the fuck? I only need to see him for this, so let's go back here. Let's see if this will work. I go back there. I point. And I cast Hold Person.
Okay. What's the save DC?
Wisdom save. And hold on before you say whether it's succeeded or not, because I need to see the rules for this. You can do so after the creature rolls, before any effects of the roll occur.
Okay. I have rolled.
I really hate the vague rulings of this, because that intimates that you know whether they succeeded or not, but it doesn't say it.
As it stands right now, he has succeeded the roll.
Okay. Sure, let's see how far I can knock this down.
And luck. 1 point.
He still succeeds the roll. Unless your DC is a 25.
Warlocks have wisdom saves.
All right.
Even
bards, I
still,
think.
that's...
Yeah, it's a +8 to his
That's
wisdom
my
save.
turn.
All right. Nautilus's turn. Nautilus, seeing that combat has engaged,
Yeah, his wisdom save is as good as mine is.
steps past over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Nautilus slips past Corbin and rushes into the room, going low and drawing one of the blades on his hip. As he goes in, he swings the sword up, and Valda just sort of raises his still sheathed to intercept. There's this loud metal on wood sound as the sword intercepts. He strikes 3 more times. And Corbin, you're watching. Each time Nautilus swings, Valda just moves to intercept with his sheathed blade. Or sorry, Valda moves to with his sheathed blade.
Sheesh.
Ting, 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 ting. Baldrin.
Right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, dash, 30, 40, 40, no, I can't quite get through him. That's as far as I can go.
All right, so shoving people out of the way. You get up there. Hope is asleep. Adolfo moves up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Staphylos.
Activate the boots.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, wait. Sorry, I started here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6,
Wait, hang on.
7,
10,
8,
15,
9. Hey, I can just get to him with a single move action.
30, 35, 40,
Staphylos
45, 50. I could
basically
actually get-
runs along the wall. So Staphylos just like puts a foot up and runs along the wall.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even have to have my boots activated because I can run up walls and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Run up to him and probably 4 attacks. Let's see if any of these hit. 29.
29 hits.
All right. 10 damage. We're going to attempt a stunning strike. He needs to make a DC 16 Constitution save.
Rolled 16 on the die.
Okay. Hit him again, hopefully. 12 is probably a miss.
12 misses. So you swing out with the quarterstaff. It hits him in the head, and he sort of like leans over to it. As you bring it back around, he just ducks underneath the second strike.
Okay, flurry of blows. 16.
Punch.
You punch with one hand. He raises an arm and deflects off to the side.
26.
The second one, you come back around as he's deflecting your first punch and right him in the face.
7 damage. My speed is increased by 10, and I get the benefits of a disengage, so I'm going to go over here to flank him with Nautilus.
All right, so you beat him in the face and swoop around. Make me a medicine check.
Okay. 18.
There's something very weird about the way he's taking your blows. You're not quite certain what. You definitely felt the impact, and you felt like you punched him really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But if this were wrestling, he'd be no-selling.
Okay.
Like, you definitely know you hit and you know you did damage, but he doesn't seem to be, like, reacting
he ain't
to
feeling
the
it.
damage.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Rock's cooking.
All right.
No, that's more like what Hogan. That's more like a Hogan move. Rock sells.
So yeah, it's just like
moves.
like there's
Right.
enough motion to know that he registered it, but there's not like a wince or an ow. His nose doesn't even look broken when you punch him in the face.
Interesting. All right. Well, it is what it is.
You're not certain how much of that is just an elf being an elf and how much of that is something else. You're pretty certain most of it's something else, though.
Okay.
All right. That makes it Yggdrasil, who's flying, so it can go.
5 feet. Well, I wasn't fly. He doesn't constantly fly. He was walking until this point.
I like to just imagine that he's just constantly hovering slightly off the ground.
No, that would be exhausting. Those are
Okay,
like
good.
actual wings, not a hover spell.
That's true.
But he does fly almost exclusively in combat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a reason why I'm counting this weird. 5, 6. 7. Okay, so yeah, I do have to dash, which means that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 40.
We're not being difficult terrain if you're flying over us.
Yes, and you wouldn't be anyway because I have mobile.
That's fair.
It's just there's a distance involved.
It's just the corridor winds, and I'm bad at doing the math. 40, and that's where he is. Let me. Yeah, so I've got a shit ton of movement right now, so I'm gonna dash all the way over here. And anyone look hurt?
Nope.
Cool.
I'm
Other than
asleep.
Hope being asleep.
Oh, did I would have noticed that when I came in the
Yeah,
room,
you would have noticed
right?
that as you flew over Hope.
So in that case, instead of dashing, I'll take my action to try and wake Hope up.
Okay, so you sort of fly down on top of Hope.
I fly down and just sort of shove.
Let me look at this now real quick.
Pull her back up to standing.
Yeah. Target wakes up if it takes any damage.
you shake.
You use it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Action to wake up. I don't damage Hope.
Good.
I like the idea of Yggdrasil just going up and like kick.
No, see,
Just
like
to
he
do,
would
like,
just,
one damage.
you know that thing that people tend to do in anime where they just delicately slow fall onto someone and just stand there. No, I just shake her awake. So that works.
Yep, that works.
Yep.
Cool. That's action and bonus.
All right.
Or that's action and
Yeah.
turn.
I saw hovering above Hope wakes Hope up. Corbin.
Sorry.
So is Hope still prone, or does the
Yeah, Hope's
both
still
of them in that?
Hope's still prone, just awake now.
Okay. Well, I was because whether they both count as difficult terrain.
It would be. Yes.
I don't count as difficult terrain. There are some feet above your head.
Okay. Then I'll just go to here anyways. And then bonus action to increase the reach of my spear and do a fainting attack on what's his nuts in the middle of the room.
Okay.
So
Valda.
1, 2, so 27.
27 hits.
All right. So there's weapon damage and superiority damage. And then next attack is going to be, let's try to trip him.
All right. So you first one,
20?
you come in and you feint low, strike high, and sort of slice through his cheek. 20 hits.
Okay. So another 14 damage plus another 5, so 19 damage, and he's got to make a strength saving throw. 16.
14 on the die, makes his strength saving throw. 13.
Awesome. So he falls flat on his ass.
So you run out and you sort of stab past his leg and pull. And he just sort of leans back as the spear like sort of trips him up and hits the ground. He doesn't seem like he cares much though.
He was like,
Well, it wasn't
"Oh no,
for
I'm
him.
falling."
It was for me.
Yeah. Now it's his turn. You notice that the wound on his cheek and on his like sort of on his leg that you've made close up.
Vampire.
Hang on one second.
I mean, I've got a.
Yeah. Yep, that. Okay. And he seems to regain some of the vitality that he's lost previously. He just sort of, like, from the ground, looks around at the group of you. Well, this certainly seems to be quite the party you've brought to me, Nautilus. And he just puts a hand on the ground and disappears. Reappearing behind Staphylos. Staphylos,
Go.
what's your AC?
19.
He took an extra 4 points of damage because I forgot I was still raging.
That's fine. Well, a natural 20 doesn't matter against your
Yep.
thing, so you sort of, he appears behind Staphylos, and his blade is finally drawn from the sheath. This black-edged katana just is drawn and slices in one smooth motion.
Was that a spell he cast?
It was.
I'm sorry.
It was.
I
It
have
didn't have any
Mage
verbal
Slayer.
components, but what does Mage Slayer allow you to do?
When he casts
Reaction
a spell, I
attack
can
on
make
the
a
spellcaster.
Okay,
attack.
make an attack.
Them. So there we go. 27.
That hits.
Yeah. Another 12.
Okay. Take another plus 12 damage as he vanishes and reappears. Slicing into Staphylos. Let's see. Okay. I need to roll some dice. Ba-da-da-ba-da.
And if he's currently concentrating on a spell, he has disadvantage to keep that concentration.
Yeah, no.
He would
You
be-
noticed the,
Okay.
the darkness in his eyes has left.
Okay.
Come on.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. So yeah, slices into Staphylos once and swings again. Does a 29 hit you?
Yep.
Okay. You take 16 points of slashing damage from the first one. As you feel this, you feel the blade tug at your very essence as it slices through you.
You said 16 points?
Yeah,
on the
16 points on the first one, 14 points on the second one.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. How much does that do? Okay. Okay, no, I can't do that yet. All right, but yeah, so you feel, so you just feel there's something wrong with this blade as it slices through you twice. Now he's on the other side of you, and then just steps back, adopting a more guarded stance.
Uh-huh.
That makes it Selena's turn.
Okay. I can still technically see him. Not too keen on dropping the. Fuck it. Let's see. One creature you can see within range. Range is. Oh yeah, that's fine. I am casting Immolate.
Okay.
Or Immolation.
Immolation.
Sounds impressive.
And
It's fire.
Yes.
Nice.
And since I took
Let's
Elemental
see.
Adept
Hang on. Let's see if
at
he
12th
notices.
level,
See if he notices.
I mean he has to notice through several people and
It's
out
true.
and around the corner, kind of.
It's true. He does. That's why the DC is high.
But he has a plus 20, so it's fine.
No, he doesn't have a plus 20.
I'm gonna be really annoyed
Nope.
if this.
He does
fucking
not notice.
Okay. Because that was damage and a half.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So he has to make a 16 dexterity, DC 16 dexterity save, or he takes, and that is actually,
28
That's
on the
50.
dexterity save.
of course he did.
He has a -1 on his strength saves. Come on.
Oh, well, I'm glad that there are so many things that require strength saves that are spells.
There are, actually.
Okay.
So that is 56, 58 actually, because any ones count as twos on fire-related spells.
So 58
Um,
halved is 20.
28
No.
fire.
29.
29.
29 fire damage.
Right.
Oh, and if he has resistance to fire damage, it's ignored.
Yep. So yeah, you reach out and just fire erupts around him, licking at his face and burning his body. Again, though, he just doesn't seem to react.
Okay. I can barely see him anyway, so I don't notice that. And
But Corbin and Stavlos do, and it's very unnerving to see a man immolated
So-
and not make a noise.
Wait, no, I can't. Actually, I can see him.
Yeah,
So-
you do.
Given my knowledge of extraplanar stuff, and specifically that this guy has a adeptitude for the fair and the fiendish, can I make like an arcana, religion, maybe a nature?
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. And this is just finished because of exhaustion, but I'm gonna try.
So you know what Archfey are.
Yeah.
He is not an Archfey, but he is giving off all the telltale signs that an Archfey might give off,
Hmm.
including the disassociation with reality. So
Could that be something he acquired from a warlockness, some sort of
it
deal
could
with the
be.
Fae?
It could be. It could also be something magical. You do recall Nautilus saying that he stole something from their god king in Tiram. So maybe this have something to do with a magical item he stole. Looking at him, he is certainly wearing
No.
very fine clothes, and he has a large blood red pendant hanging from his neck that might be magical.
Good to know.
But with that notice, as we're knowing that it's Nautilus's turn next, we're gonna go ahead and end for the week there on Nautilus's initiative. So he'll go first next week when we start back up. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Goodbye.